wash my dishes. Oh, and I still gotta move that stuff around in the living room. Oh, it seems like the days I wake up to go to sleep sometimes. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hola, hola. What y'all doing? It's late, I know, because I took a 5 hour nap, man. I be sleep. You hear me? I be sleep. When I lay down, it's a good 4 to 5 hour nap. Y'all be wearing me out, man. Y'all be wearing me out. Let me make sure this is. Oh, everything is charged. Cool. Hey. You can't sleep? Do you pray before you go to sleep? You gotta turn your device off. If you on TikTok, you ain't gonna go to sleep. TikTok, the time's just passing by. Hey, y'all. Hi. Well, good morning. Is it morning? It sure is. Where you at? Good morning. Love the song, Mari. You be cranking them out quickly. I went, look, I said, okay. Look, and did y'all hear the new remix of our song? Did y'all hear it? Listen, when I tell you I absolutely love this community, I do. I really do. Oh, man, it is dope. I'll play it here in a little bit. Listen, I said, boy, you be popping them things out. You heard it too? Popping them out, baby. And they be inspiration because he being pulled over somewhere. So you know it be in his mind, and I love it. Do it on the spot. How do you make a song? I don't know. We just be putting them together. The Lord be giving us the lyrics. Don't he, Mari? The Lord is our songwriter. He is. We just have to compose them and go on and do what we need to do. That's it. He give them to. It gets better if you go to the speed adjustment and make it faster. I like it, baby. You know, Auntie is. We a swing and pop generation, so y'all be doing all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the swing and pop generation. You got your. You know what I mean? We was chill. These. I'm fine with the version it's in. I'm an 8 track girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm an 8 track girl. So if that give you any idea, and does the lyrics and melody get stuck in my head? I know they do. I know they do. It makes me excited though to see y'all creativity. And to know that y'all, we done came a long way. Anybody else agree? Hey, Pumpkin. We have came. Did anybody hear from Miss Rhodes? She in a group chat yet? Did y'all? I got indigestion, baby, because I ate that chicken with that hot sauce. And then I do the same thing every time. Whenever I want hot sauce, I want lemonade. And those two things don't mix. Yes, you have. Is she okay? Y'all could tell I've been asleep, baby. I sleep on my face, everything. I don't even care. Is she somebody talk to Miss Rhodes? Hold on, y'all. I gotta go get some of my queen cream because this hair is so heavy. When I sleep, it be pulling on my neck. I think this is what I'm gonna be doing. Okay. Oh, you were saying yes. Okay. Nobody talked to her. Okay. You haven't. So she must be in an area that was that the power was out. I hope we can talk to her by the end of this evening. Hey. Ooh. Getting old is crazy. Hey, Rika, have you talked to Miss Rhodes? I'm asking everybody. Have you talked to Miss Rhodes? Thank you, Queen, for my cream. No, you haven't. Okay. Um, I'm gonna have to look in my letters and see. Miss Ida says she inboxed her, so maybe she just out where there's no internet. Huh? Y'all think that's it? That maybe they just where there ain't no internet at? Hey? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Because y'all said that area was hit kind of hard. Okay. Hey, Amber. Hey, Miss Queen, Buena, Orvaline, Kanisha. I can't see nobody else up at the top of there. It's a lot of telephone poles and phone lines. Okay, power lines. Okay. Hey, Auntie Judy. Yeah. Have you? Yeah. We had all good news except for one person. There was a loss, but other than that, it's been pretty good news, which I think, you know, I'm grateful to what God has done here, y'all. I think I'm gonna upgrade this office chair because when I got this chair, it fit. But I think I might have to get the big office chair. Y'all know the one I'm talking about? Because I don't too much fit on this one no more. The one where you could cross your legs and still be okay. AJ. Because I can't cross my legs comfortably in this chair no more. I used to be able to do it, baby. I be about to fall out. We probably going to upgrade just one office thing. But, baby, I might have to go on and grab that. I'm trying to tell you, because this little chair, I think this chair has had it. She has did her run. She missing her arm and stuff. I think it's over for this one because I'm gonna be hanging over the sides in just a minute. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna give me a different chair. Are y'all? This is a board meeting. Are y'all all right with that? Or don't say that. You did not have to say that. You did not have to say that. I know. I heard it. Wait. She gonna say it's starting to squeak. The PhD type chairs. I'm gonna have to get something, but it is. I noticed that too. I wasn't gonna say nothing about that. You didn't have to. Not the chair crying out in agony. It sure do squeak. I be trying. Maybe I just need to oil it. Maybe I just need to put a little oil on it. There y'all go. Don't pay it to go, but let that go right back to your subconscious. Y'all weren't hearing that at first. Yeah, Y'all was not hearing that at first. Hey, Niqua. Y'all was not hearing that at first. That now I'm gonna be thinking about that. You shouldn't have said nothing. Scared to move now. Get your cousin, Mari. Get your cousin. WD will fix it. Yeah, I think I got some. You said, yeah, we been hearing it. No, don't be funny like that. And y'all was just gonna let the chair keep telling. Okay. It's been overdue. The cushion is probably tired. You know what, Mari? Put your arm out. Put your damn arm out right now. Put your arm out and turn it right here. I don't want this part. I need this. This right here. This is what I need. That part right there. That's what I want. Put your arm out. Pity. You know. Yep. This is starting to feel a little bit like my other family, the one I left a long time ago, because you know they say crazy stuff like that too. And Cute Tired by Kelly Price. You petty? Oh, you got jokes. And that's my song too, and I sing it with my whole heart. You're not gonna do me with my own song. What you're not gonna do is do me with my own song. Hilarious. Oh, you're not gonna do it. You did me with my own song. That is my song. When I'm tired of my kids and when I was tired of my husband, baby, I would belt that out to the top of my lungs. I don't think I want to be here. I'm gonna go ahead and finish washing my dishes because I thought I was gonna come on here and check on y'all, but I see that might not be the deal this evening. Y'all got plenty of jokes. Matter of fact, AJ and Mari, put your head down. He said slides back up on the web. Before you go, y'all get crowned at the same time. Okay, put your head down. She said the chair is creaking out, and he said the chair is tired. You hear me? There y'all go. Since y'all want to start, not even 12 minutes in. We didn't even get 12 minutes in, and y'all hear me. It's cool. I got you. It's fine. I'll take that one. I'm going to take it. Don't even worry about it. We're going to put you right there. Because I don't want to knock that thing down. Not that y'all done caught me slipping. It's all right. It's okay. You see how y'all do me? You see? You see how they... No, I'm playing. That's true, though. It is a little bit. Y'all been seeing me bring the pillow in here and put it on my back. That's crazy, though. You know? We've known each other too long is what it is. Might be time for me to move on. This is starting to feel eerily like the first family. I told y'all what my mama say. Well, you just gonna go outside looking like that. Is will every day. She used to be so irritated. Lord, forgive me. Forgive me, because I used to do all kinds of stuff to get under that woman's skin, and now I realize that that was wrong. It was wrong. I admitted it was wrong. God, please forgive me. It's almost 3 years old. Time for an upgrade. That's all I know. But y'all know I'm cheap. If y'all don't know nothing else about CERCA, y'all know I am cheap. Who knows that? Raise your hand. I will use it till the wheels fall off, baby. It be hanging on. Folks be like, you need to get rid of that. It still works. Tape. Take it apart. Put it back to... You got your value out of it. It's okay. Listen. Everybody like me. Is. If it ain't on sale or marked down, I probably won't be getting it. You said frugal. Whatever you want to call it. But when you know the value of something, you know what I'm saying? And in the businesses that I was trying to start, I had to learn the value of not the cost, but the value. And once you learn value versus cost, you realize that a lot of that stuff, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I had this chair almost 3 years. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But once you learn the difference in value and cost, hmm, but that's why we be on your head. You know what? I know. You hear about the black ring in the sky in Colorado, Tampa, and Vietnam. I saw one. I didn't know exactly where it was, but I did see the black ring. Mm-hmm. I saw it. It's a lot of stuff being in the sky. I'm doing good. It's a lot of stuff in the sky now, ain't it? Isn't it? Remember what I told y'all when I said I used to say I don't even get to do that no more because I don't really get to be outside that much. But I used to take pictures of the sky every morning, every single morning. It didn't matter if it was snow, rain, whatever. I was gonna sit outside and take a picture of the sky every day, and pretty much every night. I was gonna do that. I have thousands of pictures of the sky, the clouds, the sun, everything, earth, nature. Like I love those pictures. They make me calm. Go ahead and take it out. The building fund. It's a necessity. Listen, that part. I'm a see. We'll see. But y'all know I'm gonna find one on the deal, and it might not be for another month, but it's in the works. I'm gonna say that. So y'all will see a new chair in here. Just letting y'all know. I don't know exactly when, but it's gonna be here because this one is I don't know if it's safe no more. I don't know if it's safe because when I lean down to put my weight on this side, baby, it's like the whole chair be about to come up with me. Y'all done seen it, so I said, "Well, wait a minute, it's not that is not a safe thing." Hello. If I go out I see the aurora lights. I was outside, I didn't see nothing, but I wasn't looking either. So maybe I should go back out and look again. Listen, well, I don't know, but I just my thing is this, y'all. Going back to what I was saying about what we do here, I'm very grateful, and that's another reason why, um, you know, like I feel like I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the stuff that, and I say I as in even just organizing certain stuff or doing like that. Not I as in I'm the only one, but y'all know what I mean by that. We've been able to do a lot of stuff, and I wouldn't be able to do those things without y'all. So I try not to take advantage of certain things. I try not to, and I try to keep y'all informed about a lot of what we do. Now, I don't go telling people's business, but I be wanting y'all to know that we still on the same path. And I think the reason that God has blessed us to be able to help ever since we've been here is because we don't go all extravagant in things, and you know what I'm saying, even as a community, because we could have started having a meet and greets and doing all that and whatever else about money and this and that and made it a whole thing. But our whole mission since we have been doing this has been to teach and to help, and God has blessed all of us together for almost 3 years, almost 36 months. I mean, really from like the first or second week we was doing this. Once we went where we went, it's so many people that have received help from us. So I'm grateful to y'all. You know what I mean? Some people feel like they don't owe nobody no explanation or whatever, but there's no way that the things that have been done through all of us could have been done if we wasn't here together. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that our community, if it ain't known for nothing else, now it's known for a quick chop in the throat, but our community is known for helping people and teaching people. That's what our community is known for. Not no craziness, not no drama, not no nothing. Y'all invite people here because you feel like it would be a help for them, right? Or no? Yes? If you've invited somebody to WOYU, you must not see me talking about something else. That's what we're known for. We're known for helping people get their life together. We're known for giving them a swift kick in the rear to get up and do what they're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? We're known for good things here. And that makes me excited. Good night. That makes me excited. You know what I'm saying? We're not known for, oh, you go over there and it's blah, 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 blah. Like, we are literally known for making people smile, helping people understand, supporting people, teaching people, helping people. Like, we have a great community. Thank you. We have a great community here. Is it perfect? No, no place is perfect. But overall, we have a great online community. And it has spilled over into off community, off of line, because y'all meet each other, talk each other. Y'all done became friends and sisters and cousins and family meetings and dinners and all of this great stuff. So we see the love of God in real time and how it works. Now, it takes a little bit to get used to, because it's not, none of us, I can really say we're used to, knowing what the love of God really looks like, because we thought it looked like church, but it doesn't. How many dirty looks you got when you came in here? How many of you have been looked at crazy because you said things that most people that wouldn't even sit by you at church after you stood up and testified and told us what you told us here? You don't get no dirty looks. You get the same amount of hellos. You get the same amount of hey cousins and whatever. If you need support, you get it. No matter what your life didn't look like. That's like the gentleman that came in here recently and was trying to cause problems. Like, sir, God, you probably don't even know God sent you here and you will love it here. But because we're taught to oppose anything that's different, you never get to see something different. So you just keep experiencing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And that gets horrible. It'd be horrible living like that. Here, you learn something new every day. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's about yourself, about the world, not saying you don't hear things that are repetitious, because some things have to be ingrained into your mind. But other than that, hey, you gonna learn something new here every day. Laugh, cry, suck your teeth, roll your eyes, have an attitude, slam the door, and come back tomorrow and start all over. That's what happened. So I'm grateful. If I would want to be known for anything, it would be being a part of this great community that we have here. You said all of the above. See, I told y'all. Nanny McPhee, when you want me but do not need me, I must go. But when you need me and do not want me, I must stay here. I must stay. Hey, pumpkin. I must stay. You got to get whipped into shape. You don't know. Some crazy stuff coming. I got to help you get ready. And there we are. Grateful. But you know what? There was people that God sent into my life that I would have never thought they would have been as instrumental as they were to my growth. You know what I mean? There are people that I never in my couldn't have even imagined that they were going to be vital to my next stage in life. You know what I mean? And I feel like you all have been vital to my next stage in life. You said, all right, CERCA, are you on my front porch today? Uh-oh, you just got in here. We ain't even been here 24 minutes. So, now you know not to come in here and ask what we chatting about. Now you know better now. Come on. Don't make me pull out the t-shirt on you. Come on now. You've been here. I love you. But yeah, so y'all are the blessings that I needed. I think we was all each other's blessings. Do y'all think so? Do y'all think we was each other's blessings? I do. Complete strangers. You said thank God for that. Listen, It's a real thing. We were each other's blessings, family. We were who we needed at the time, and we got to see God through that experience. That's it. Life changing. I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah. I think we've inspired other communities to not do a lot of drama too. Because you remember on the internet, that's the thing, drama. And we are the exact opposite of all of that, which makes me excited. You hear me? God allowed us to create and craft and cultivate a safe space for people. I be thinking about where I would be if I didn't find y'all either. Married to a trucker. Probably be married to me, an old trucker, talking about, babe, I need you to go check the loads because I'm tired. I'm about to go take me a bath. I'll probably be married to an old trucker right now. For real. Ain't no telling. I don't know. I'll probably be mad about all the time I spent doing freight too. Like learning and whatever money I invested in it, I would be upset. So I'm grateful the Lord took me where he took me. Yep. Yeah. You said honesty, laughter, informative information in a community can't beat it. The love is real. Thank you so much. I feel like our love is here, real here too. Especially for some people we never met, but people we crave to interact with every day. I think it's a good thing. I'm grateful. Like I said, I wouldn't have it be any other way. I wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you leave people's like lives or watch their video, and you're not good after, and not for a reason that makes you grow, but it's just like so much negativity that it'll make your heart beat fast. Yeah, you know what I mean. But when you come here, you know, now I might be fussing in the beginning or in the middle or even at the end, but you got something out of the day that you could take and plant a seed in somebody else's life, even if it's not your situation, it's somebody else's situation, but you have something to sow into their life and say, hey, did you ever think about this? Have you ever read this? You know what I mean? You said you do it with love, though. I do. Do. I do. Because when you love somebody, you don't want them to be in a bad situation. How can you say you love me and you knew this was coming and you didn't do nothing to tell me about it? Or you knew that this person really wasn't messing with me, or you didn't tell, you kind of peeped that they was foul, but you didn't say nothing to me like, you ain't my people. You've opened my eyes to so much. Our dad, though, that's the thing. You have to be taught so that you can teach others. Say it with me. I have to be taught so that I can teach others. You said you help us think about what we think about. Our dad, though. God, I got it from our dad. He told me renewing my mind. And when he was telling me, I was like, how do you do that? To not keep thinking about the stuff you thought about yesterday. To not keep thinking about the stuff you thought about yesterday. To not keep thinking about what hurt you or what made you feel like you weren't good enough. You hear me? It's a real thing. You see what I'm saying? And you have to sometimes, like I said, go back and scratch that foundation and start over. If your foundation was faulty, it don't matter how gorgeous the house is or the building is, you're always going to have problems. You hear me? So you have to start over. I don't care about starting over. If it's going to make me better, I'll start over in a heartbeat, babe. I do not care. Because I ain't about to keep trying to push the wrong thing. That's going to cause me more stress. You hear me? You said someone got to be a student. Me, I'm the student now. I can help others. Yeah. Yeah. But you will, if you learn, you're going to be a teacher. Period. Now, some people aren't good teachers. Some people teach people the wrong ways all day long. They literally look for the wrong answers to give people. right? And then be mad because they never get the right answers for their life. Well, anytime you lead somebody in a direction, you'll be led in the same one. I only want to try to lead people in the right direction so I can keep going in the right direction. But if you put somebody on a path that's bad for them, you'll be on the same one. Because whatever you wish for somebody else, you get for yourself. That's spooky. Why people be trying to send people in the wrong way and whatever else. You said, right, this community has helped me to unlearn and relearn with love. Yeah, I had to do the same. 66ers Anonymous. Anybody feel like they in 66ers Anonymous for real? Religious Anonymous. It's not about religion, it's about anybody. Had your nose all turned up until you understand God had his nose turned up at you for the same thing? Interesting. Once you know he be looking at you the same way you be looking at people, you won't look at him so hard. You'll keep your eyes straight on him. Relationship over religion. It's a real thing. You consider God's feelings when you do stuff now. That's important. Because a lot of people don't consider how he feel about something, but they want him to listen to how they feel about how it didn't go right. Come again? Say what? So you didn't want to know what I was trying to tell you, how I felt about what you was about to do to me. But now you expect me to listen about how it didn't work out. I don't think so. I don't really want to hear that. Y'all think about it like that? When God is trying to tell you don't do something, or don't go this place, or do go this place, and then you be like, I'm not doing that. I don't care what you feel about it. And then when the situation don't work out, you want to call on him and say, God, please help me. I wish you would have told me. He said I did. I actually did tell you. And you actually waved me off and said, I'm going to do what I want to do. You said too many times and did. Listen, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it. I want to change. I want to be better. And I want to take off this world as much as I can before I get. I don't want nothing weighing me down before I leave here. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah. Today I'm at a homeless person and I was going to say bless you. Then I caught myself. Oh! Dad! It caught you in the back of the throat that quick, huh? Ain't nothing wrong with telling them bless you, but you didn't think about it like they just down there bad, did you? So I did. So I said, and I prayed for him. Okay. See how just that little bit of information changed your mind? And that's crazy you talk about that, because did y'all see there's a well-known pastor, and he said you don't benefit nothing from giving to the poor. Y'all seen him? Okay. I ain't calling nobody here poor. But if you have sent in a donation of whatever kind to our organization, and you know we help people who are considered not poor, but just they be in a bad situation. Okay, hear me. If you have given to our community, our 501c that we have, whatever, I don't care if it's $1, I don't care what it is. Have you been blessed because of that? And you know what we do with the money here. Did you get a blessing after you sent in a donation to our, did you get a blessing back to bless somebody that had less than you or was in a situation? Have you continued to be blessed whether you kept giving or not? Your finances changed, your bills, your food lasts longer, your clothes last longer, daycare done came down, husband, you got a raise. Anybody? Okay. Listen. Yeah. You made me get up and get my phone. Yes, I did. See? And that you saw it and you was appalled. Yeah. Come on. So we give to those that have less than us. We help people. We do what we can. We give books for folks. We do what we can. And you all, whether you've given once or continually, have all been blessed. That's interesting. And you're still being blessed because of one random act of kindness. Who did the $5 challenge? When you first came here, did any of y'all? I know it's not a lot of our regular people because it's late, but who did the $5 challenge? I said, don't send it to me. Go give it to a random stranger. Did you get a blessing right after that? Whatever it is. Some people got couches. People got all kind of stuff. Raises on their job. Husband got a raise. One lady got her house. They paid $4,000 on her house or something. Still, oh, okay. Did some of y'all start getting free stuff? Like you walk in the store, you ain't got enough money, like don't worry about it, or get some free food, or all kind of stuff. Car parts, they waived it, or it was under the thing, even though it wasn't. So you saw a continual blessing from sending money into an organization that actually take that money to help pay people, and you're still seeing a blessing 3 years later. Interesting. So do y'all believe what he said? You said food bank gave me stuff I'm not allergic to. Come on. Yes, and the blessing was immediate. Came back so fast, it was shocking. Y'all making the hair on my body stand up because God is real. Hit for 500 on the Powerball soon after. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm trying to tell. That's why when he said it, I said, no. No, don't do that. No, bro. What is you doing? I said, wow. I guarantee you there's a lot of people that have come through this class that would definitely disagree. And a lot of people that I've met in my life, not just in here, because this is something I have to teach. So that's crazy. Y'all don't think that's crazy? Huh? He don't want you to give to the poor. But what did the people that's been giving tithes when that church got messed up by the storm, when he got the insurance check, did they get some of that, seeing as how they helped build it? Because he'll tell them, you don't see a return on giving to the poor, but how much of the millions of dollars that you've raked in that church did people that's around the community get? Right. So don't give to the poor, give to the sanctuary. That's spooky. As long as you didn't saw a blessing here, it's people that don't even give here and they still is blessed because they don't give here, but they give in other places. Do you understand? I know this because y'all done told me. and you've been blessed because of it. That's mind-blowing to me, that you would get on a national platform and tell people to do the opposite of what God says. That's scary. Yeah. God tells you to take care. Your tithes and offerings go for the widows, the people in jail, the poor, the fatherless, that part. The alms that you give go to help the people that are in need around the tabernacle. You used to be able to go to the tabernacle and get whatever you need, or a portion of what you need, and you didn't have to pay it back. It is not one person that we have given to that we said we need the money back. You're going to have to put that we giving you this on a loan. Whatever we gave them, they don't have to pay that back. If we helped you put a portion on your light bill or something, or whatever it was, you didn't have to pay that money back. We didn't say, oh, okay. And I know this because I went to churches where I paid tithes 2-3 years straight every 2 weeks. And baby, if I was getting ready to get evicted, they told me, you got to sign this documentation because we need our money back. CAP, you do not have to pay the money back if you go to CAP, if you go to Catholic Charities, wherever, because the government is giving you money. So why are you telling me that this is not a gift or a subsidy or a grant for what I need? You hear me? That's nuts. I needed $650. And the church that I used to go to, this was like early 2001. I was pregnant. I was working, but then I didn't get laid off. I had got put on bed rest. So there was like 3 weeks that I couldn't work. Right? So I go to my church like, hey, I need some help. And it took them forever to get back to me. Then they said, you got to go somewhere else. And it was crazy. And I was like, dang. So why am I giving my tithes here if something happened and I can't get no help? You want to tell me God is going to provide, but you steady passing this thing around, and I'm in a situation and you're expecting me to put money in here. Like, what? No. Hearing something like that is dangerous for someone who is trying to relearn God, I'm trying to tell you. And wondering why they can't, like, they ain't seeing no blessings. It scares me. But that's why, like, I used to be getting put out of churches, because I'd be like, that's not what that mean. And that is not what that say. And they'd be like, restrainer! Sister, you can't do that. Well, y'all lying to these people. Let me get out of here. Come on, kids. Come on, kids. I gotta go. Because they would tell me the blessings that God was... Okay, is there a scripture that say the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous? Y'all know that scripture? What does that mean to you? Okay. That you said Proverbs 13 and 22. Thank you. How is it every time I try to type, they block it for a live restriction? Because I'm on live restriction for 2 days. They don't want me even showing y'all books no more. That those who don't line up with God's ways and methods, their wealth will be given over to the ones who do. Come on, Proverbs 13. Okay. Uh, uh, uh. What does that mean, Mari? That means he'll let you get to height to the height of everything. Okay, prime example. Oh, there you just made it here on my body stand up. So can I ask you a question? And this is not trying to take no puns or nothing. Would that be what Diddy is going through right now? Would you say that that's what Diddy is going through? Because he's having to give all his wealth that he got by ill-gotten gains away to the people he hurt. See? Any ill-gotten gain, you gonna lose it. And that's why I don't want nothing for the free if it ain't, if it's hot or whatever, boosted or whatever, I don't want it. No. Sorry, y'all. I had to go to the restroom and make me some more coffee. All right. If you can, grab your device for me. Go to Easy Read version. What? When a man and woman of God pray for you, do you ever hear them say, bless the prophet? What do you mean? I don't know. I don't really let people. It's only one person I really let pray over me. I don't let everybody pray over me. It's only one lady I call for prayer. You said money for prayer. I don't try, like, if I talk to somebody or somebody call me, I don't ask people for money. As far as like to teach them or pray for them or counsel them, I don't ask for money. I never have. So I don't know. But they always bless me anyway. I don't know. I don't count. You know how people charge for counseling sessions? I don't do that. If God tell me to talk to you, I'm going to talk to you for free. If you decide to bless me with something, we're not going to talk about no money. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't ask for money or whatever. I don't know. Everybody's situation different, but my thing is this. It's a scripture in the Bible. I think it was Paul or whoever. I think it was Paul. I can't say for sure. Paul or Peter, one of them. And he was talking to the people. He said, because I minister to you, I have a right to ask you for money. I don't. I just let God take care of my business and let him do what he going to do with me. And that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? God see what I'm doing. I mean, he's going to pay me for what I do. So, because I do it for him. I don't do it for people. You know what I mean? Because I did it when nobody else was, you know what I mean? Nobody knew I was doing it in my house or wherever I was. At the hospital with my daughter in cabs and all of that stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know. Let's go real quick to Deuteronomy 6, please. Easy read version, Deut 6. When I tell y'all, my allergies is cutting up. Is it because the seasons is changing? Is anybody else's allergies acting crazy? Y'all, my allergies is acting a fool right now. I'm talking about yours is super bad. Okay. Because goodness gracious, like, okay, so it's not just me because I've been waking up congested and everything. I be feeling like, I don't know. It's like spring is right now. So I'm not just, now it's like, I don't know. I'll be right back. Let me do this. Hold on, because this is crazy. Goodness gracious. I think it's because it's cold and it's hot. Sorry, y'all. Goodness gracious. I woke up this morning. I'm like, I've slept good. But it's just like the waking up with all of that in your nose is crazy. Drink some clove tea. I got some cloves. All right. Thank you, Touch. I appreciate it. Take a spoonful of raw honey with clear out. I'm going to do that too. Yep, because Auntie, I don't know. She said she sent me some. I got still a little bit of that, so I'm gonna show do that. I'm gonna do both of them. I got some cloves and I got some honey. Both of them. I'm listening because I don't like this. This lash is almost off. That's what's going on. It's all right. Here we go. So we're gonna start here at this one part. Well, we might as well just do it all. Come on. Here we go. It says, these are the commands, the laws, and the rules that the Lord your God told me to teach you. Hey, Dad. Yep, we started with the first one. Because a lot of people normally come to you for finances. So, lesson 1 down. Then we went on to some other stuff about their speech and what they talked. Yep. So I think the lessons they're coming in clear. Excuse me, I have a question. Has y'all life changed since y'all been here? Just a little bit. Anybody's life changed since you've been here? Just a little bit. Just a little. It might not have changed drastically, but it changed a little bit. Yeah. How about y'all? Just a little bit. Your mind a little bit at ease, a little bit more. Oh, okay. Okay, yep. So they learned that lesson too. Okay, we'll come back. Yep, we'll call you back. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. You feel like you learned lessons here? You feel like you learned life lessons over here? You feel like you learn a lot more about the way that God thinks and his laws and his rules and what he think about and what he want. The worst thing in the world for is a person to say they know you and they know nothing about you and say, oh, I know you. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know what I like. You don't know what I don't like. You don't know me. You know of me, but you don't know me. How many of you really feel like prior to coming here, you knew of God, you did not know him? Because when you know a person, you know what they like, you know what they don't like, you know what makes them feel a way. It may so because if you was getting chopped in your throat, then there was a lot of stuff that you didn't know that God didn't like. If you change things drastically and there's things that you won't even go nowhere near it, then you, in a lot of areas, you knew of God, you did not know him. Now do you understand why at Judgment Day he gonna say, go away from me, you worker of iniquity, I never knew you? It ain't that God didn't know who you was. He said, I knew you before I formed you. He said, but you never really got to know me. You knew of me. You knew what people told you about me, but you never came to get to know me for yourself. You knew me through your pastor. You knew me through your teacher. You didn't come and try to have a personal conversation with me. The only time you want to talk to me is when you was around people or when you needed something. You want to fake talk to him in church, but when you go home, the only time you're talking to him is when you're talking about what you want him to bring you. No? A husband, a wife, money, a new job, a new car, prestige in your church or your organization. Do you feel like you know God now? Do you feel like you know when he's talking to you? Are you learning his voice? Or when you do something and you start to feel a certain way, you know he didn't like that? So you know God now. You knew of him before. Interesting. Okay. These are the commands, the laws, and the rules that the Lord your God told me to teach you. Obey these laws in the land that you are entering to live in. You and your descendants must respect the Lord your God as long as you live. You must obey all his laws and commands that I give you. If you do this, you will have a long life in that new land. Israelites, listen carefully and obey these laws. Then everything will be fine with you. You will have many children, and you will get the land filled with many good things, just as the Lord, the God of your ancestors, promised. Let me ask you something. Do you feel like good things have come your way since you've been at WOIU? Maybe opportunities or things that maybe you never even could have thought that would have been around you, or you never thought what would have happened. Has there been good things that have surrounded you since you've been here? Since you started to learn God's word and learn his laws and learn his ways. I don't care if it's a credit on your light bill. Thank you, Pumpkin. I'm have you received better? Do your food last longer? It don't spoil as long. Your gas lasts longer. There are things when you line up with God's word, it's longevity in everything. How do you get a personal relationship when most don't even know his name? Okay, so let me say this to you. A lot of people get caught up on his name like he only got one. Lucifer doesn't even just have one name. And certain languages don't have certain dialects and certain letters and vowels and all of that. And if Jesus went out to the world, the Savior, Yeshua, whatever it is that you call him by, what good would it be to tell him a name that they wouldn't be able to pronounce later on if he wanted to get the stories out? So I'm sure he has more than one name. Even God does. You don't go by one name. Somebody call you honey, somebody call you by your name, somebody call you mama, daddy, cousin, sister, brother, and they're all talking about you. Doesn't mean they don't know you, just because there's people at your job that maybe don't know your middle name, but they know you. I have several names. My name isn't CERCA TROVA, but I answer to it every day. Matter of fact, I hear CERCA more than I hear my real name. One name, but many titles. So is Jehovah Shalom and Jehovah Nisei not the same being? What about Jehovah Jireh? The Most High God. Yeshua. Are those not all the same being in one? Oh, okay, so then he don't just got one name. You just agreed that he don't. That's not the truth. It's not the truth. You just agreed that he got more than one and it's the same being. So evidently he doesn't. Come on now. Moving on. Here we go. Whoop-dee-doo-doo-dee. Israelites, listen carefully and obey these laws, then everything will be fine with you. You will have many children, and you will get the land filled with many good things, just as the Lord, the God of your ancestors, promised. Listen, people of Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is the only God. You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Let me ask you a question. That part. Come on, Todd. So, with that, it said you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Right? Y'all heard that? Where did it say love God with your pockets? Where did it say love God with your body? Where did it say love God with how you look? Did y'all hear that in there anywhere? Because people say church people dress like this. Church people we don't act like that. I don't care how y'all act. How do God act? Because from what I be reading, the church people don't act like God. They act like religious folks. They act like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. I don't care how y'all act. How does God act? What did he say? Because respected persons be the first thing you see in any church you go to. Because the bums and the dirty people and the prostitutes don't get to sit on the front row. Them the people that need to be there. They need to be as close to the minister as possible, but they get sit in the back where can't nobody see them. Interesting. I would say that's respect the persons. If you come in a mini skirt with no bra on because God told you if you don't get to the water right now, you're going to die in your sin, they don't care about that. You can't come in here dressed like that. Not realizing that the devil is at the door talking about taking their life, that don't matter. You can't come in here dressed like that. We don't do that over here. We don't talk like that. We don't act like that. Well, you're supposed to be saving the lost, and the devil is on her heels, so that don't matter. She got this dress on with no bra on, though, so that's a problem. Interesting. Her soul doesn't matter. Her shell does. His soul don't matter. The fact that he came in here with a beard and a purse and all of this is blinding you from the person that has had pain. The person that was abused as a kid and needs someone in real authority to show them the true love of a person that is Lord over you. But none of that matters. All you see is the shell. So we don't do that over here. We don't act like that over here. We don't talk like that over here. Well, you didn't used to talk like God either before he saved you. You hear me? Do you understand? You didn't used to be that either. And because don't tell, what did he save you from? I say this all the time. I'm saved. Baby, I'm saved. I'm saved. And what did he save you from? Was you a hoe? You was a thief? You was a liar? You was a cheat? What was you? What did he save you from? Why you rolling your eyes and looking down your neck at somebody? Because the only thing you saved from is sin. So what was your sin that he saved you from while you looking down on somebody? Help me understand. What's your secrets? What did God save you from? Your sins. What was they? Why you trying to point out everybody else's? Telling them that they ain't blessed because they homeless. And God said, Jesus said, foxes have holes and birds have nests, but the Son of Man don't got nowhere to lay his head. Make it make sense. Because some of the ones that hold themselves so high in the church be more worried and fearful about keeping their own reputation and walk versus snatching someone else out of theirs. Mari, so you just gonna bust where is my this is Mari Hand. This is me. He said go on and bust their head in. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard what your nephew said? Did you hear what he said? And the only reason God used you is because you had the secrets. So he felt like other people would be able to, you know the sin you looking at, so you know how to snatch them out. And go on and bust their head open to the white me nephew. In real life. With everything he just said. You done got high in man's eyes, but lowered yourself in God's. Ain't that crazy? Because what he saved you for, if you ain't going to use it to be Harriet and Harry Tubman and get somebody else out. So you look good in man's eyes, but what do God think about you? And men give you respect, but God might not respect you. I want God's respect over any human. I'm telling you right now. I don't care if not one human like me as long as God do. Because the human can't get me into heaven. And what they feel about me and how anointed or whatever they feel, that ain't getting me in. The praises of men don't get you in. You praising God is what gets you in. Baby. You trying to trick me up. You think you're slick. No, thank you. I don't want no parts of it. I'll pass. And that's why a lot of pastors and stuff, they don't fool with you, girl. Because I'll bust their head open to the white meat. And you, like, okay, prime example. How many times y'all done seen somebody come in here and tell me to humble myself? Humble myself in front of who? People? When it say humble yourself, it wasn't saying humble yourself in front of people. It was saying humble yourself before the face of the mighty God, babe. Who was you telling me? Well, humble myself. What, for you? You done lost your mind. Nigga, I'm not bound down to no. Okay. You done put yourself in God's shoes. God said humble yourself in front of the mighty, his face. Him. Not no human. And I think when people get up on them pulpits, like you said, and they higher than the people, that it makes them think that's why I said, we is walking arm in arm in a long line. I'm not in front of nobody. We walking side by side, babe. All of us. Don't be trying to put me on no pedestal. None of that. I won't go. You know how they would teach up in the pulpit on the, what's the name? But on Tuesday they come down in front of the pulpit and get the little table and teach. Y'all remember that? Anybody used to go to church and y'all pastor would do that? They wouldn't sit in the pulpit on like Tuesday. They would bring the table down or bring another desk down and they would sit down closer to the people. That's me right there. We all on the same level. Look at I and I. I ain't above not damn so. You hear me? And that's why I told God I didn't want to teach in the church. This is why I told him, I will talk to as many people about you as you want me to. I will teach as many lessons as you want me to. But what I don't want to do is be in a place where what you give me is restricted. I don't want that. And when you go into a space, you can only say what they want you to say. You got to act a certain way. Well, what if God is telling me something completely different? I got to teach on what you want me to teach on? Really? So God, what God been brewing in my spirit this whole week and what he been dealing with me on for 2 months, I can't deliver my soul. I got to teach on whatever y'all teaching about. Interesting. Well, I guess I won't be speaking then because I don't want to talk about that. I ain't nothing even coming in my spirit about that. And I ain't about to get up here and fake it for you, so. Moving on. And that's why all the speaking engagements I got invited to, I nicely declined. Did. I said, well, when God get a little bit more hold on me, I'll do it. What really used to crack me up was, baby, if you going to get saved, God will be using you. And I say, I brought 12 souls to Christ this year. And they all went down in Jesus' name. And I ain't going to lie, when I was petty, I say, how many souls you brought to Christ this year? Not to church, but to Christ. And then I'll just look like this and wait. One person told me they hadn't brought a person to Christ in over 4 years. So who was you preaching to then? I'm running these numbers up. Was you preaching to the same 72 people that come to church every Sunday? Y'all ain't had no new visitors in 3 months? I thought that the pastor was teaching people to be disciples to go out and bring more people in. Ain't that the deal? Or no? Thank you. Ain't that the deal? Ain't that what we learning? We're learning the love of Christ. And then it was 1, then it was 12, then it was 72, then it was thousands of disciples. Ain't that our job? Ain't that why we come here and learn every day and get ourselves accustomed to God's word so that we can go teach it to other people? Ain't that what it is when you follow Christ? You're supposed to be a fisherman of men, right? Or am I wrong? And it ain't about numbers trying to be funny, but don't tell me when God get a hold to me. Evidently, he ain't got a hold to you because I ain't seen nothing produced out of your savedness. It's just still the same layer of dirt that was there when you first got saved 35 years ago. You still nasty with your attitude. You still looking down on people. You still rude. You still like it's all of this stuff. Like really, how many folks you done brought to Christ because you ain't producing no fruit? You just in the church. How many people have you taken from addiction? And you went to their house and you sat with them and you taught them and you was kind to them and you showed them the love of God or whatever it is to the point where they got to where they felt okay coming to church. And maybe they didn't come all the time, but when they didn't come, you didn't browbeat them. You still went and said, well, we can have Bible study at your house. We don't, if you don't feel comfortable coming to church, you could come, I'll come over to your house and sit with you. Not if they don't know the fundamentals, not if they don't know the word, not if they don't know their own gifts, not if they don't have a real relationship with God. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Maury. God is not going to judge you about how many times you came into church. He's going to judge you about how many times you multiplied the gift he gave you. Remember the talents, the 1, the 10, and the whatever? The one that took his gift, his coin, and put it down in the ground and said, oh, I know you a hard taskmaster, and I know you didn't want to lose your money, so I didn't even want to risk it trying to double it. He said, you didn't make me nothing. I've been gone however long. You didn't flip this money not once. You just sat on it. He took his away. But the people that multiplied what he gave them could come back and get whatever they needed. As much as they needed. So you've been saved for 30 years, but have you brought 30 souls to Christ? Not to church, to Christ. 1 a year is a lot because that one can go get 10. That one could go get 100. And you get a piece of that. So that's why when people come here, I've been in church 27 years. You've been in church, you ain't been in Christ. That's why they run the people that really got a fervor for God, they run them off. Now, who gonna sit and say that's a lie? They keep the ones they can control. But the people that really have a fervor for Christ and they gonna go hard, they push them out. But that ain't nothing new. The Pharisees and the Sadducees, that's what they do. The Bible says you have self-control. I don't got to control you. If I'm teaching you correctly, self-control is going to come, right or wrong. If I'm teaching you God's law the way that he told me to teach it, or he gives it to me, I don't got to control you. I don't even got to be where you at, and your demeanor and how you move is going to change. Period. Paul and them was writing letters telling the church, this is what y'all need to be doing, and they was doing it. Paul locked up, Paul somewhere else. I don't gotta be where you at. If I'm teaching the word the way that God tells me to, no matter where you are going to change. That part. You hear me? I don't gotta do all that. And once God showed me that all of that extra ain't him, and that's why he said it was going to be the simple things that was going to confound the wise, because they all caught up in the name and the festivals and all of this stuff, and they missed the heart of it all. They missed the heart of it. They missed all of what God was saying for the mechanics of Christianity. Moving on. Here we go. Sorry. Okay, it says, always remember these commands that I give you today. Be sure to teach them to your children. Talk about these commands when you sit in your house and when you walk on the road. What does that mean? Talk about how God moves and the way that he likes things in your house and on the road. Have you ever met an aggressive, angry Christian in the store or on the road or in your neighborhood? Outside of church, in the streets, meet them where they are. Ooh, R.N. Miller, like the liquor store, the trap house, the corner, the street corner. But are you supposed to go out there assailing them and degrading them and berating them? Is that teaching them? Yelling at them and telling them how far they are away from God? Is that teaching them the love of God? Why can't you pull them aside one by one and just sit there? Maybe they'll come sit by you. Makes them not want them. You trying to embarrass me in front of all these people? I might have had a conversation with you if you wasn't yelling at me, trying to tell me I look like a whore or whatever else it is that they be saying to these people. That part. Okay, you said no, we're not supposed to be the reason they're pushed farther away from God. Be kind about it always. Interesting. Interesting, Heather. So when people say, oh, you don't want God. No, I don't want you. I want God, but you in the way of him. Excuse me, can you move over? Because he's the one that called me to this church today. He's the one that called me to this space where I'm at, where I even want to try to get help or whatever else it is. So who are you to tell me that I don't want God because I don't want to receive it from you? No, I want God. I don't want you. I don't want all of your shenanigans and the costumes y'all have to wear to make people think y'all saved and all of this. I want a real relationship with God, because when ain't nobody in my house, when I'm driving down the road in my car and ain't no church people around me and my mind ain't right, I need God to be in the driver's seat or the passenger seat of my car. I can't only talk to him through you, because you're not going to be available all the time. But you know who is? My dad. So can you move over a little bit so I can see Christ and not you, please? See all your gifts, and can you just move over so I can see him, because he gonna help me out. He gonna help me get to where I need to be. You hear? People don't like when they take you out of, like, a lot of pastors. Like, I didn't have pastors tell me, oh, God didn't tell me that, so it ain't so. And for a long time, I would listen to that. Until I started seeing crazy stuff, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not about to keep listening to y'all. I don't know if you got an issue with me or not, but I know what God is telling me, and I'm going to do that. And when I started doing that, that's when my relationship with God got closer, because I used to think I had to go through somebody, because God wasn't going to hear me. God, and that's why I be telling y'all, God hear y'all. Yeah, I will pray for you, but you can pray for you. It's your situation. You might pray with more fervor for your situation than I will, because I don't know what all is happening. So you have to have your own strong personal relationship with Christ. Do you hear me? Now, he might drop something down in my spirit about it, but you need to know how to pray. You need to know how to get in contact with God. You need to know when he's confirming a question that you ask, and I'm not always going to be there to tell you. So you have to know for yourself. Period. You got to know for yourself. Me doing it for you ain't helping you. Because what about when I'm gone? What you going to do? What about when I'm not around and y'all can't get in contact with me? What you going to do then? No, you need to know for yourself how to get in contact with God, how to know that he's speaking to you, how to know when he's saying yes or no. It don't have nothing to do with me. No. And that's why sometimes I be like, did you ask God about it? Did you pray? Did you journal with it? Did you do all the other steps before you came over? You ain't about to trick me up. Because sometimes God will be and gave people an answer and they don't like it. So they go to leaders and the people that are their spiritual guidance people, right? Because sometimes you can manipulate people, but you can't manipulate God. And they'll keep going to the person until they hear what they want to hear. That's good. Excuse me. You hear me? Yeah, they'll go to 4 different ministers until one of them hear what they want to hear, and now they satisfied because they heard from God. No, the first 3 times those other people told you is, you know that that's what God was saying to you, but that ain't what you wanted to hear. So you went and got an answer from somewhere else. You went, listen. Moving on. Here we go. It says, be sure to teach them to your children. Talk about these commands when you sit in your house and when you walk on the road. Talk about them when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them on your hands and wear them on your foreheads to help you remember my teachings. Who remembers me telling y'all that the priests used to walk around and they had little Bibles sewn, the scripture was sewn under their hats? Like when they take them hats off, the priests, they had scripture sewn into the we got some. I don't remember who sent this to me, but thank you. So this is old Bible scrolls, right? Each one of them has a scripture on it. I think y'all got the day from me. It's like the early 1900s when they was doing these, or 1800s. Somebody found this in their grandma's or granddad's basement, I think, or something, and they sent them to me. But, which I'm so grateful for. Gotta be careful because it's old paper. But y'all, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. I know it's backwards, y'all, but you see it? Yeah. When our first year here, somebody sent me these. They found them somewhere in Grandpa's room or somebody's. And I know the Agent in America, Emmanuel Jones, Canaan, New Hampshire, or something like that, 4 promise boxes, and it's just a whole bunch of scriptures, right? On little bitty pieces of paper that's curled up. This box they had it, but it's old. It's real old. So they would, good morning and evening. So they would have these little bitty scrolls all over their body, little books hanging, how we do kind of with our keychains, like this. Right? Well, the scriptures was with them all the time. Right? Little books like this. And it would have scriptures, right? Or little scrolls or whatever else was going on with it. They had the word under their clothes, on their hats. They had it everywhere. Right? But get this. Ain't it crazy that when the living word was literally walking around them, they didn't know who he was? They could spout out the scriptures, memorized all of them, knew all of the scriptures. But when the living word was walking around, thank you, Pumpkin. When the living word was walking around them, they didn't even recognize it. Interesting. Hola, hola. You hear me? Y'all don't think that's crazy? How you know all this Bible scripture, but the word itself was walking in front of you and you were trying to get rid of it? Jesus was a living word, right? Or am I wrong? The Savior was literally the word made flesh. No? So how is it that all the church people didn't know that? The Pharisees and the Sadducees, the leaders, the Jewish leaders or the religious leaders of that time, how is it that you know so much of the word, but the living word is literally in front of you? It is the word made flesh, and you didn't recognize it. But you was always trying to tell somebody how far they was away from the word of God. That makes sense to y'all? They literally had the word on their hats, in their clothes, sewed into the seams of their everything. They kept their books and whatnot with them. So how did you not know the word made flesh, but you know the word so much, and you ain't nobody gonna tell you what you know? I read something the other day that said Jesus wasn't nice, he was kind. Yeah. It's a difference. Yeah. Yeah. Because nice is like silly or something like that. We kind. Mm-hmm. That's why when people be trying, this is not no fluffy. I don't know what fluffy Jesus y'all saw. I didn't see it. Maybe we're looking at the book differently, because baby, when he used to come through, it was like, oh, not that you did you have to say that? Listen, did you have to say it like that? He didn't. I'm my daddy child. Moving on. But think about this though. A lot of the people with the fake smiles was vice. He called them vipers. That's why he said, "Don't look at the outside. They got all them priest clothes on. Y'all better try the spirit by the spirit. It ain't nothing to put a costume on. Anybody can pretend to be a doctor." What came to mind when you read and said that? Is that they had raised their expectations of God higher, expectations of God higher than God's word. Ooh, ooh. They made up their own rules. The man made rules. This is how God acts. Cause think about it. They was judged. He was the living word, Mari. And they like, you over there with them? In which they were blinded by their own imagination and expectations. He said we look. They made it way. How many times have you heard me say people make having a relationship with God way more difficult than what it really is? And this is why people feel like they never gonna get there. They're never gonna get, and God be right there the whole time. If you don't do it like this, and if you don't do it like that, and if you don't do it like this, you're not saved. What? But get this, they won't teach you what you need to know to be saved either. What you think about that? They didn't recognize the very word that they study and teach. I'm trying to tell you, Kobe, this is what I'm saying. And do you know that has not changed that now? Let me ask you a question. If Jesus disguised himself as an addict and went into the church, how do y'all think they would treat him? You said, and then these people still do what they say is a sin all day. You said diabolical. How do y'all think they would treat him? If he went in there with sores on his body and just, how do y'all think they would treat him? What if Jesus is disguised as somebody down in Kensington? Like an undercover boss. Just like how they treated him when he was supposedly stealing their shine and glory. Oh. But what if he was? Think about the worst area of your place where everybody know what go on down there. What if Jesus, because he said he ain't got no place, and he said right before, God said he was going to come and he was going to walk this earth. He was going to visit his earth right before he came back, right before the Son of Man came back. And be testing people. So what if God is down on Kensington? What if God is in the tent city in your area? What if he the man that sit out outside of the gas station every day? Because we see that Jesus could come looking like Paul and Peter, and he came looking as a few other people as well. So what if? How do you think people, and I'm going to just right now just say church people, because these are the people that are held to the law. How do you think the church people would treat him? For real. Right. Because we've been taught that blessed is having everything you want, and you got a nice car and a nice this and a nice that. That is what this realm has taught us is blessed Christianity. No or yes? Extravagance and excessive things is what we call, or what this world calls, blessed. Waking up is a blessing. Come on. You said Jesus wasn't born into a rich household. Girl, Jesus was loaded. Jesus was loaded before he was 3 months old. Of course he was. Do you know what the wise men brought him? And then every place he went after that, they was lacing him, making it rain everywhere he went. Jesus was loaded in real life. He didn't need no money. Because even before he was a year old, people was giving him buckets of gold and anything him and his mama. I'm going to show you where you read it at. Let me ask you a question. How many builders do you know that's broke? How many people do you know that build? And I'm not talking about the construction workers, the people that own the carpentry company. His daddy built houses for kings and stuff. Like David was a real carpenter, like building beds for kings and all kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. They wasn't poor. See that? Mary, the protoevangelion, these are the two stories of the birth of Mary, which was his mama. This was about her too. But these are the infancy of Jesus Christ right here. These two stories. You can read about when he was born, what happened, where they went for the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years of his life. You can read it. And everywhere Jesus went, they had some munions for him. It's called The Lost Books of the Bible by William Hone. See? The first gospel of the infancy of Jesus Christ. Real good. You learn about why the navel string is so important. I mean, the alabaster box in the Bible is so important. See that? So y'all heard the song about the alabaster box. We all know about Mary. A lot of our people already know, but if you're new here, a lot of people, and this, I used to, Lord forgive me, because y'all pettiness, we have grown together because I used to be super petty, right? When I had first started learning this stuff, and I would call pastors and I would ask them, why was the alabaster box so important? And y'all didn't heard this story. And they would say, what do you mean? I said, why is the alabaster box so important? Because it was getting God ready for burial. I don't know why. I said, did you know that his navel string or his foreskin sat in that oil for over 33 years? Because there were no priests around that were holy enough to pray over some oil that would anoint God himself. So he anointed himself with his own DNA. Where'd you get that from? The infancy of Jesus Christ. That's why the alabaster box is so important in the Bible, because it was like, not cryo, but what did they call it when you keep the baby's umbilical cord? What is it called? It used to be like cryogenics. I don't know what they call it now. What do they call it when you keep the stem? Yes, Amber. Yes, Amber. I'll read that little bit for you. So it says, and when the time of his circumcision was come, namely the 8th day, on which the law commanded the child to be circumcised, they circumcised him in the cave. And the old Hebrew woman took the foreskin. Others say she took the navel string and preserved it in an alabaster box of old oil of spikenard. And she had a son who was a druggist, which is like a pharmacy person or whatever at that time. Um, to whom she said, take heed that thou not sell this alabaster box of spikenard ointment, although thou shouldest be offered 300 pence for it. Now, this is that alabaster box which Mary the sinner procured, and poured forth the ointment out of it upon the head and feet of our Lord Jesus Christ, and wiped it off with the hairs of her head, the locks. Then after 10 days they brought him to Jerusalem, and on the 40th day from his birth they presented him in the temple before the Lord, making the proper offerings for him according to the requirement of the law of Moses, namely that every male which opens the womb shall be called holy unto God. Mm-hmm. Crazy, right? What you think about it? There was no bishop, pastor, priest that was holy enough to pray over some oil that was going to anoint God himself. So he did it. That's also why it says when the oil runs, it is when that oil ran, his blood and DNA from the umbilical cord or his foreskin was literally sitting in that oil. So that's why we use oil representative of his blood, because his blood and DNA had mixed in that alabaster oil and had been sitting there for 33 years. Crazy, right? Just think about it. Mary Magdalene had all that in her hair too. From what I know, she's the only person that was blessed with Jesus's DNA. Wonder what happened to her hair after that. Wonder how her visions was after that. I wonder what she experienced, because you don't see nowhere else where anybody got anything. Like, people got his blankets and they was healed. They got his bath water and they was healed. But baby, she the only person that got literally his DNA, and she had locks. And y'all know lint gets stuck in locks, baby. It be hard to get it out sometimes. It ain't no telling what she saw. You said, why would those who don't trust you, right, teach you right? I don't know. I don't know. You said, why would those who don't treat you right teach you right? I don't know. Well, a lot of times they don't know themselves. They don't know. Because they've been told not to read outside. I used to be a 66 or two. But God kept telling me it was more, and I wanted to know more. And then He taught me more when I stopped listening to the 66ers. So I don't know. Oh, I see what you're saying. Why would the people that don't treat you right teach you right? Well, a lot of times they don't know, so they can't. You said when I wanted to know more, I found your page. Come on in. Come on in, girl. That part. It's a real thing. You heard me? If you want to know, He got the answers. People just feel like if it don't come from their pastor, then it ain't an answer, and that's not the truth. Because all the pastors I talked to when I first started reading all this stuff, they told me don't read it. But now they call me well, not anymore since I went viral. But before that, they would call me and ask me questions. Well, what book can I find this in? Why do you keep typing 501c3? Starting to look like you got a little bit of. Yes, William Hone, Hone. Why you keep typing it? Because we got a 501c3. But we actually do what we supposed to do with it. What God told us to do. We have Tadnine Place. We have a nonprofit organization. But we don't get no money from the government. Our money is crowdfunded here. Or in Saul and David's situation, King Saul knew that he was being replaced. Uh-oh. 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 That part. And so he didn't want nobody to listen to him. It all be there. It all be there. All of it. And which is crazy. Yeah. People thought I was doing too much and that I would get caught up in false doctrines. They always said, literally ask God for the truth, and someone who wouldn't pretty it up, then boom, you on my FYP. Is Tatiana. Is. You hear me? Is. You said faithfully. Listen. I don't listen. I just be thinking, I be wanting people to know what I know. Like somebody else needs to know this. One, so I don't feel crazy. But two, this makes so much sense. Like, how many people talk about I read the Bible but I don't understand it? Well, all the story isn't there, so you won't. In our reality, it doesn't make sense. Just in the first book, where is the women at? Who is they begatting kids with? And why y'all say they had other sons and daughters? What's their names? Tell us. We would like to know. You don't think that's important? If you go to Genesis and it starts to give the lineage and the history of the families, it don't never name the women. The Eve, and then it get way down, and then it start naming women. Well, where was the other ones? Y'all know Adam and Eve named Seth, Cain, and Abel, but none of the daughters. That don't make no sense. You hear me? That makes no sense. Like, anybody got a Bible? Go to Genesis 4, Genesis 5. Around that area. I think it's 5. 4 and 5, real quick. Go to Genesis 4 and 5 and tell me what you see. Tell me the first woman name, we know is Eve, and then just skim through it real quick and tell me who the second woman's name is that you see in Genesis. Please. How long after Eve do it take you to see another woman name? You said, listen, when I first started the Lost Books in Genesis, open up with Adam's first wife. Interesting. Now, we disagree there. You think Lilith was his first wife? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Is that what you're meaning? Because Lilith was not his first wife. She wasn't. Lilith is a spirit. Lilith, matter of fact, the Liliths are a group of demons. Yeah. Mm-mm. The Liliths are a group of demons, female demons. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Lilithu or Lilithu from ancient Samaria. Did you know that? You said Eve, Sarah, and then Rachel and Ruth. It goes from Eve, and then they skip all the women, and the next woman to come up is Sarah. How many years between Eve and Sarah, or generations? Where can you find out about Lilith? A lot of places. You can Google it. About it's but again, Lilith is not just one person. Lilith is not just one being. This is a book that'll get you started, though. Screenshot, because I'm not going to hold it back up. It was 14 generations. See this? This is ancient Sumerian. See, Galu, devil, were all borrowed from the Sumerians, and the name of the other two, Rabisu, which is lurker, and Azazu, which is Caesar, right? But if you go down here, you see among the other Semitic tribes, with the exception of the Arabs, and comparative paucity of words signifying demons is very marked. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Hebrews using Sedu for seducing spirits, Sedu, and Lilithu in the y'all know, rabbinic times. I'm trying to read this dang near backwards, which is another word used for the rabbis, meaning spirit. You see that? Lilithu. But they were female entities. See this? Ardat Lily, Lilithu, is feminine counterparts. They're the feminine demons. You hear me? Y'all see that? The Lilithu are the female spirits. right? So people say Lilith like it was only one. No, it was a race of female spirits. And they've known about them in other cultures for forever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah. So it's a lot missing from the Bible. It's a lot. And that's why God said there's mysteries in my word. You can look up a name and it will lead you to a book of the Bible. It so many things. Hell, the easiest part, even before that, is like Kings, Judges. All of these books list other books. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Please do your research. It's all right. You have to remember that Lucifer wants to make people believe that he is the creator of all. So when you go back on everything that he does, copycats everything God did. This is why people walking around talking about the Nephilim created humans, even though the Bible literally clearly states that these were extraterrestrial parents that came down, and even mythology says the women of earth, Gaia, and the men of the air, the heavens. Like, you just gotta weed through the BS and you will see the lies that weaved in there. They did create a race, but it wasn't the humans. They had to use what God created to make something out of it, which means the angels were created beings and humans were created beings, and they tried to create their own race, which ended up being like rabid dogs. Because they couldn't stop themselves from dying, so then they couldn't have created anything, because they couldn't even stop themselves. I mean, we literally look at, we living on top of their bodies right now. No, not the Greys. Not the Greys. Because the Greys aren't that big. Fallen angels, the Watchers. They used to be the judges, and then they went on and tap danced on a few people's wombs and made a race of beings that was up to 450 feet tall. Not the Greys. They only like 8, 9, 10 feet tall. These people were 450 feet. Yeah. Anyway, it's late. I'm probably about to get off of here. What was we talking about? We was supposed to be all the way over here, but we was the scripture I was taking to y'all too when we got to talk about folks not the wealth of the wicked being laid up for the righteous. Basically, we was going to, you gonna get to live in houses that you didn't have to build, and you gonna have vineyards that you didn't have to plant, and that's what God did. He would let the giants go and build up these beautiful castles and all of that kind of stuff, and then let the smaller people run them out, and they got to live in these big beautiful houses and in these great lands that were, protected from enemies and all of that stuff. And that's what they got to do. When he let them conquer other people and they took their property, like Jericho and stuff like that, they got to live in amazing palaces that were beautifully made by the giants and the rulers, and they had to not live in their place. So that's where we was going to, because they got those means by wicked magic, the soothsayers, and the warlocks and all of that kind of stuff. They was using it, ill-gotten gain, basically, and God would let them rack it all up and then put them out and let the Israelites move in. It's the same thing that happened with a dope spot. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, man, the government about to snatch everything, and then the working man can go buy it for pennies on the dollar at the auction. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Ain't nothing changed. It's the same thing. Literally. That's why I don't want nothing ill-gotten, babe. You can keep it. If God ain't giving it to me or I didn't have to work for it, I don't want it. Because that means somebody else going to have it. And everything that I got the wrong way, hustling or whatever it was, yeah, somebody else got it. I don't even know where it's at. I couldn't even tell you where it is. And it probably was brand new when it had to go away from me. And that's when I learned, yep, this is stupid. Thank you so much, Buttercup. I appreciate it. Because you lose more when you get it ill gotten. You're going to lose 3 times, 10 times, 7 times the value of that thing. Not what you paid, but the value. So if you got something that's $4,000, but you only paid 1,000, you're not losing the 3 times 1,000. You're losing the 3 times 4,000, 7 times 4,000, 10 times 4,000. You don't lose on what you paid. You lose on what it's valued at. And that is what God is going to pay you back on, is what that item is valued at. So ill-gotten stuff don't help you. It don't do nothing but make a bigger hole in your pocket. No, thank you. I don't want it. If God, he said the stuff he give me don't add no sorrow, I'm cool. Because now I got to be worried and all this old weird stuff. Nah, I don't want no parts of it. And those are the laws that he be telling us to teach people. Those are the statutes and the, you know what I'm saying? Like, the lessons. Once you learn this, your life just get better. You hear me? And I'm okay with that in real life. I don't want to be worried. You know what I mean? I don't want to be worried. I don't. And if I just give my life to him, and it's hard at first, thank you, but if I give my life to him, it's going to smooth out over time. It's not going to be all that crazy. You know what I mean? It might be a little bit of this, detours, but it's going to stay on a smooth path. And that, to me, is more important than them fake highs and lows. I don't want it. I want to stay on a consistent path. The hill might go up, it might go down, but it's not drastic. You know? That's my thing. Y'all still awake or is y'all sleep? Because I'm not talking to y'all. This is why y'all be hearing me in y'all sleep, because y'all be in class sleep. I be hearing you in my sleep because you be in class sleep, nigga. That's why you hear me in your sleep. Listen, what the heck? Well, y'all tell me, oh, I went to sleep in class, and then you said you dreamed. Well, probably because I was talking in your ear for 3.5 hours after that. I would hear me in my sleep too if I'm whispering. You can. You sure can, Miss Miller. I had a 5-hour nap, but I don't know. I be needing to get stuff done, and then I be thinking I be wanting to do it in the middle of the night while ain't nobody moving around. So I might just go turn on some music and see what I can do. I got laundry and stuff I need to do. The 200 fallen angels are not the same angels that fell with Lucifer. It's 2 sets of angels. Y'all know that, right? Lucifer and them was here before we got here. The Watchers came after we got here. They were our judges before we had kings and queens. It's 2 different sets of angels. The angels that fell with Lucifer, they were already here before we got here. Then God went on and did what he was going to do, and then we got here. Because you got to remember, they was thrown down to the what did it say, to the abyss. It was still, earth was still void at that time when that happened. And then there was another set of angels that came to be the judges. So if men had a problem or disagreement, they would go up the mountain or wherever the angels was and go see them. Before we had kings and queens, the and leaders per se of men. The judges were a group of angels. Yeah. And then they decided that they wanted to try to live a halfway human life and create their own offspring. And that is where the Nephilim and the Anunnaki and all the different other 200 races of giants, that the first races, because there was more after that, because they there was a race of giants that was half angel, half animal, half human, half animal, half bird, and all of this. So there were several races of angels. I mean, of giants, not just a specific number, because they started mating with all kinds of things, and so they just kept making more and more scarier looking things, like people that have 100 arms and stuff like that, 4 heads, and just craziness. One eye in the bit in the middle of their head, centaurs, all of that. Yeah, yeah. They made all the scary looking stuff that we be seeing in the. Who thinks that the creator of Spider-Man saw Venom? In real life? Cause don't he kind of look like the demon that was on Evil that used to be coming to that girl house? On sitting on top of her, that whole sleep paralysis demon. His body is similar to that. And seeing as how they be doing all them rituals and incantations, calling them evil spirits from other dimensions, I believe. Because they say, ooh, we want to make it as realistic as possible. So then I mean you've seen something. I don't watch Venom. He looks too scary for you. Yeah. I've only seen him in like when he first came around. I haven't seen anything, but I just was looking at I guess it's a new movie coming out like the 25th or something. And I was looking at him. Y'all do realize they are telling you that mental illness is okay with that movie, right? We talked about this here. But do y'all see that they push it in the Marvel movies and stuff? Y'all realize that Venom is an evil spirit from outer space, which is where these demons be coming from. Yes, it is. That's mental illness all day long. Nobody else can see the nigga, but he talking to him, and he doing what he say, and when he wants to control him, he does. It's mental illness, schizophrenia all day long. DID, whatever you want to call it. That's what they're showing you what it looks like, and they make it so you can see what's really happening. You can't tell a person that's mentally ill that what they see ain't in their face. You can't tell them that they don't feel the bugs crawling on them. You can't tell them that it ain't something crushed up in the wall up there, and they talking to it, having a whole conversation. Well, that's what's happening with Venom and old boy. And it happened with Spider-Man too. He was possessed by something else, and that's what they do. They are personas. To our newbies, you should go look up what it means to black out. When you black out, it says you are unconscious. But when people black out, they unalive people. They do all kinds of stuff. Their body be moving around. So if you're unconscious, tell me how you can smash somebody's car, fight somebody, beat somebody up, break into somebody's house if you're unconscious. If you're unconscious, you're knocked out, right? If you black out, how is your body still moving? How is your eyes still open? How is they said, you blacked out, boy, and you went crazy. Oh, okay, that means that somebody else was inhabiting that body and somebody else was using it if you don't remember nothing. But you was moving. You attacked somebody and was talking to them. So who was using your body? Well, the first thing people say when a person spaz out is their eyes change. Yeah, because it was a different entity using them. Same body, different entity. The lights were out, but somebody was still in the house. That part. You said it. In real life. And then it says evil spirits are personas, personalities. People with multiple personas have multiple entities living in their body, and they use their body at will. Either one is fine. Most of our donations come through Cash App. We don't really fool with TikTok. But however you want to send it, it don't matter. Either or, I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Yeah. So it's a lot of stuff that we study here. We don't just study the Bible. We study medicine. We study a lot of stuff because God is in everything. I always say it wrong, so I'm gonna get it to you right. Hold on. Tatnai Place. TATNAI. T is in Tom. A is in Apple. TNA. You know what? It's on my thing. It's two of them. If you go to my website, Tatnai Place is one of them. CERCA TROVA 22 is another one, but I know they got fake ones. So if you go to my website, it'll give you the exact thing. So you can put it in there. CERCA TROVA 22, it's on there at the bottom. They came out with the demon face diagnosis. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just go to my website because I'll be giving it out wrong. I'll be told you something, it ain't even the right thing. So I just said we would go to the website, please. Yeah. I started playing God of War Ragnarok, and I'm starting to feel like Kratos is Nimrod. Okay. I like to hear that, nephew. Seeing as how we know that all of the Greek gods are what? Let's do it, shall we? Shall we do it, nephew? Shall we pull out the big green book to show the newbies? Shall we? You said, yay, yes. Let's do it. Let's tell them. We're going on an adventure. Yes, we are. Is there anybody that's new here? You said, please do. Thank you for bringing it up. Can you raise your hand if we knew this would be the equivalent of stand up if you a visitor? This is the equivalent of if we have any visitors at the university. Can you stand up and tell us who brought you? This is the equivalent of that. Your invitation to the church. It ain't no church, so this is the school, but that's the invitation. All right. This lovely book, take a picture before if you don't have it. It's great. It's a great book. You should get it if you want to study the Bible. It will blow your everlasting mind. It will. It'll blow it all the way. It'll blow your whole top off. Y'all got it? Okay. See right there? Hold on, TikTok. It says, instead of the Chaldeic, right above Juno, you see this where it say Nimrod? It says, instead of the Chaldeic, the Greek names of the kings of Babylon and Assyria are herein given, as they are most commonly found and used. So anytime that you are reading about the Greek gods, you're actually reading about the Assyrian and Babylonian kings, Juno, Jupiter, Neptune, Vulcan, and the like. You see it? You can screenshot that if you want to. You said that's what I be trying to tell people. They don't listen. See it right there? Screenshot that. Instead of the Chaldeic, right here, the Greek names of the kings of Babylon and Assyria are herein given, as they are most commonly found and used. So when you see Jupiter, Neptune, you're really reading about the Assyrians and the Babylonians from the Bible in real life. Look who showed up in this thing. Why would the centaurs be in here with the biblical people and the mermaids? And they actually tell you what line they came out of. Persia, Elam. Interesting. What? And whenever you see a centaur, they always got on some Persian looking gear, don't they, in the movies? Even in Percy Jackson. You know who else is in here? Homer from the Iliad. Homer. You said, show do I did? Yeah. Whenever you see them, they always look like Persian soldiers. They try to tell you that they was only in Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus is Mount Hermon. Thank you, Mari. This is always a good teaching point so people can understand how the names have been changed. This is at the time when the earth was still new, right? What do you see? A dog-head person. He got a tail. You mean to tell me they was just running around with tails on them? And look how black their skin is. That is not just painted like that for a reason. I know somebody that still got this body right now. I'm 44, he's 45. He still got that same body right now. I ain't seen him in a long time, but he still got this, and his skin about that black too. His skin about that black, baby. He definitely got this one right here. You see it, but you see the dog dude, he got a whole tail. You mean to tell me he just running around like that? I don't think so. Unapologetically misunderstood. I'm trying to tell you, baby, that body still looks the same. Here we go. Now why? I'm trying to tell you what I know. Do 200 push-ups with me on his back at 155 pounds, baby. Something go. Look here. Say it again. He the devil though, so you got to steer clear. Steer clear of the devil. Ooh-wee. Interesting. Now, why is his body is black? It's those bodies. I don't believe that. Well, let's look at it. This is the easiest way to know. Here you go. Here's the name of the book. The book is called The Resurrectionist. Nice birdie, right. The book is called The Resurrectionist. Before I show you what's in her. Is you ready to run? No, the angels wasn't black. They baby mamas was, though. They came in the 7th generation from Adam, baby, and everybody, the women at that time looked like the Sudanese women. They look like the Sudanese. It was a couple of the brown shades, but you see how most people in Africa are super dark? I mean, a lot of them they got light skinned because of the, whatever, they moved up north and all of that. But yeah. So you tell me what this is right here. In the 7th generation from Adam. That's what the Bible tells us in Genesis. Baby, he said, listen, that booty fat over there. Right? We've all seen the Sphinx. But anybody ever took biology? Is there anybody in here that ever had a biology class? I don't care if it was college, junior high, you had to dissect a pig or a worm or a bird or whatever, a rabbit. Anybody? Everybody? You had to learn the muscular part of it. You had to learn the organs. You had to learn the bones and all of that, right? That was a part of it. And your science teacher is the one that told you how to do it, right? To dissect it and to look at all the stuff. And then you have a paper like this where you had to name all the body parts. Like that. Okay. So if you've never seen the muscular structure of one of these, how can you tell me exactly how it works? Huh? And name every part of it. It's very interesting to me. You just gonna make that up? You just gonna make it up? What about these? My daughter told me that they 3D printed bones so the dinosaur skeleton couldn't fit together. Oh, I believe it. So it can fit together. I believe it. And you got to think, if they're taking the bones, what's on the inside of the bone that they can replicate? When they find dinosaur bones, there's DNA on the inside of that bone, and all they got to do is mix it with another lizard. That's how they brought the woolly mammoths back. They used the cows or the bulls, right? They just did that recently. It's real woolly mammoths running around on this planet now. Not the ones that's been here, but the ones that they recreated. Right. So this is a siren, right? Siren Oceanus. To those of you that are new, can you go look up Sirenomylia? It's a human genetic disorder. Sirenomylia. Can you go look it up? Please. Tell me what you see when you go look at the human genetic disorder, Sirenomylia. Tell me what you see when you go look at a picture of it. There is no cover. That's why I told you the name of it. It's called The Resurrectionist. This is the cover. The Resurrectionist. Did y'all see it? Y'all go look at it. What happens? You're welcome. What happens? What happens to the human when if they have cyranomylia? Y'all go look it up. The legs are combined. And the feet go out like flippers, like a tail of a fish. They look similar to a siren. Okay? Y'all ever seen a satyr? Y'all, we know what a satyr is, right? It's half goat or half sheep, right? See these right here? And this, there are still humans born with these two things right now. This is called a vestigial tail, and these are called subcutaneous horns. So if you go look up they gonna tell you it's an abnormal bone growth in humans. But there's a woman in India and other places in Asia and different places where people have hold on one second. People have it's a woman that's alive on earth right now. She had one horn, now she growing another one. You know someone who was born with a tail, they had it removed as a baby. Yep. A vestigial tail. There are still humans right now born with these two things. In Indonesia, my mom saw that growing up. See? See? So if you go look up, that just made me think of the show Veggie Tales when you said that. What? How are you telling me all of this if you never seen one? You can tell me where the parietal bone, occipital bone, the mandibular clavicle, like you could tell me where the humerus is, where all the muscles are. How do you do that? How about this? You go look back at ancient Persian, Egyptian, there's cow soldiers all the time. You can go back and look at all the ancient hieroglyphs and there'll be cow people. And they were the soldiers. Well, in Enoch it says that when the fallen angels came down, they went into all the women. Who remembers the movie The Elephant Man? Are there still people being born in India with this? A lot. Don't we see this in India? And who do they worship? When they have people born with this many arms and legs, they worship them. They say that they are like gods. So the genetics are still showing up from these beings. That you said they're sacred to them. See? How about this? Anybody live in the islands like Haiti, Jamaica, and they said there's older women that turn into owls? Or there are like owls that come down and big owls that pick up whole grown people off the mountains and when they in the fields and stuff or in the groves. Y'all ever? I know because I done talked to some people. And they said, yeah, they got a name for the women. I don't know what they call them, but the big owl women, they got names for them. There go, what's her name? Maleficent. And y'all Egyptian goddess had bird feet and wings and was naked and her boobs was out. Hathor, or whatever her name is. Wasn't Isis a harpy too? Was Isis a harpy as well? I know Hathor was. Is harpy ladies in Yu-Gi-Oh? Really? I didn't know that, Maury. Now, how you gonna do this? You can tell me what the testes and kidney look like on one of these things, the ovaries in the female version, and you never seen it. You can even tell me how long it's a harpy egg, embryo at 3 days, 7 days, 3 weeks, and an egg tooth. You know exactly what this hybrid would look like at 5 weeks. That's a detailed thing if you've never seen it. Don't you think? Y'all don't think that's detailed? And then all over Egypt, you see stuff like this. You know where else you see this at? India. You know where else you see it at? Japan. You think these may be entities who fell victim to eating bad? No. No. What was I getting ready to grab? You just made me forget what I was about to say or do. What book was I going to go get? Oh, thank you, Dad. Love you. Cincy, I got it. To those of you that might not know the rules, you might want to take a picture of this. This is our classroom rules. It's all right, Pumpkin. I promise if you stay in about 3 minutes, you'll know. Why are you laughing? It's the truth. But she knew, so okay, Pumpkin, I'm sorry. But that's it. I promise if you stay here about 3 minutes, you about to know. So, who knows what this is? Anybody? This is one of the Indian holy books. Do y'all know that? They have a lot of different religions. Okay? Okay? They got a lot of different religions over there, a lot of different gods. But did you see blue? Please don't fall, sir. I know I'm messing with your perch and all, but I need you to just be cool, okay? Thank you. Tell me what you see right there. What color is that man? Y'all see how big them feet is compared to him? Down here at the bottom too? He's blue. And what culture is this? What culture is this? Anybody know what culture this is? The Kemites, or what do we know them as now? Egypt. Okay, let's look here. What do we see back here? Do you see human legs? You see a dog face? You see human legs and a dog face, right? That's not a mask. Oh, hold on. This the Book of the Dead. Who do you see? What's right? Now, come on. Does he have human legs and a bird face? And he walking hand in hand. Interesting. Just give me a minute. We getting there. What you see right here? What do you see? We use our manners here. Can you please tell me the name of the book? I got something else for you, though. That ain't all. So y'all saw that, right? Everybody saw that with me? I'm about to bust your head open to the white meat. This is the Hindu, like one of the Hindu Bibles. Can you tell me what color this person is? You can see it. Can you see? What color is this person? See that lion right there? What color is this person? No. Blue. This person is white. This person is blue. What color is she? Or he? Excuse me. He. Sorry, I didn't mean to say she. One more. What do we see right there? Did we just see this in our other book? Interesting. What we see here? A green person, because there was green people in Egypt. I just ain't got there yet. There goes a green person. There goes a bird person. Okay, blue person. And these are all the rulers and the gods. Multiple hand people. Interesting. A blue person and a regular flesh person. Now, see the green man up there? See the blue people? Now, let me ask you a question. Who is Brahma? Who is Brahma? My folks know it. Some of y'all might not know it. Who is Brahma? Abraham. Did y'all know that Abraham was the father of the Hindu people, the Indian people? Did y'all know that? Brahma is Abraham. There's a river somewhere in India called the Saraswati and Gagar River, or Gagar and Saraswati River. That's Sarah and Hagar. It's a river named after both of them. Brahma is Abraham. They deified him later and made him a god, but Brahma is Abraham. Saraswati is Sarah and Gagar is Hagar. So in the Hindu or Indian culture, they had blue, green, and people with multiple arms. Bird people, all of these hybrid beings. In Greece and Rome, at that time, it was the same thing, right? So did y'all know that there was a man in like 793 BCE or something like that that took the first letters of the Romans and the Greeks actually came from Phoenicia. There was a man that took the first 15 Phoenician letters over to Greece and Rome, and that is where you get all of their that ain't it. Oh, I forgot. Somebody just bought me this book, South America and the Old World. I ain't even got a chance to look in here. When is this from? 1930. I'm gonna have to pull this out. Cause see, this is when they was just learning about over there. Remember I told y'all they used to go over there? Anyway, we'll talk about that another day. Okay. I was looking for... I done got sidetracked that fast. Here it goes. All of your letters in language here. You want to screenshot that? I'm going to show y'all on TikTok here in just a second. Hold on. Please screenshot this, and then I got to run to the restaurant real quick. Yeah, the man up in the Appalachian Hills or whatever, Kentucky, he was drinking colloidal silver, though. These people were born blue because, and I'll tell y'all why when I get back, blue and green. Y'all got it? This is how language started. Everybody got it? So then I'll go back and show y'all. That's an older book, and then I'll show y'all that one. Hold on, let me run to the restroom real quick. And then I can show you that in that big green book I just had out. Coffee don't be playing on the games, do it? Goodness gracious. Okay, so hold on one second. Let's get some of this stuff back where it goes. So you don't be trying to fall forward. Okay. Matter of fact, it's right here too. Let me show y'all this before I show y'all that. Okay. See? It's telling you their letters, right? What you see down there? See it? And now I'm about to show y'all how they play in our face. If you ever want to, where's the easiest place to hide stuff? My folks know. The easiest place to hide something is out in the open. Let's just take you down. That way I don't even have to be fighting with this because I don't want nothing falling on me today. You're just going to have to sit here for just a second. You can't be on your high perch right now. Look at the letters at the top of this. This is a kid's book. Don't fall. Stay. Gotta talk to my books like they animals. Don't go nowhere. Just be here. Stay. See them letters? You see them? See, as a parent, you would think it's some made-up language. Right? But in actuality, if I wanted to decode that, all I got to do is go right here. See the letters? See them? It's the same ones that's on the front of that kid's book. So you would think, oh, that's nothing. You can't really see them, but they on here too. And what this is a lot of these. This is Merlin's book. If you ever miss anything, you can go back to our rewatch on CERCA TROVA 22 on YouTube because these books get heavy. So look at this. Uh-oh. See these symbols? I know it's a lot of them. Right? This is the alchemic table, right? This is what chemists use. You see it? Now we know that Merlin was a sorcerer and he did chemistry, right? There go the chemistry symbols all on there. See them? See the 4? Whatever that 4 symbol. See it right there? The circle with the line in the middle, salt. See them? So if you bought this, and mind you, they sell these at your kid's school. If your kid is under 8th grade, this is at the Scholastic Fair every time it comes. All this whole thing. And what they don't know is there's real magic in here. This symbol is in real magic books. I haven't taken the time to decode it. So would you guys say you agree that this is a kid's book? Y'all would agree? Even though it has real chemical symbols on it? Would y'all agree? It's sold in schools. I'm saying, no, listen. They sell this at school. I'm saying, if your kid was to bring this home, you would think that this was a kid's book. It's a kid's book, right? We know it's not a kid's book, but if a kid was, they can check this out at their local, at your school library. They're in your library, his library. Okay. I'm just saying. Now, Here they go with that crazy stuff. This is for educational purposes, TikTok. See this? See the circle with all the symbols going in and out? You see what that say? Now watch this. If I can find it. Well, they don't want me telling y'all nothing. We never used to get flags for showing y'all books. I ain't telling them to buy it. Just telling them what it is. That's Solomon when he summoned the demons from hell, and there's the sigil. Why would they put that in a kid's book? On the first page of it. And this is the real spell book that has the alchemical symbols on it. And it's hidden in the kids' book. These also come with tarot cards. They tell you... Oh. And it don't just show up in that place because it's in here. But I'm going to show you another place that it is. And I do this and then we'll get back to what we was talking about. This is another kid's book that's in your baby's school. This is what the cover of this book looks like, right? So this is the book. If you saw it, you would think, oh, that's so cute. They trying to do fake magic, right? Watch this. Oh, what do we see there? Didn't we just look at these letters? They on all these books. These are the same letters that was just around this dragon. What's the name? The Phoenician letters. And then I just showed y'all the picture of when Solomon was summoning the demons, and the way that he did that was God sent him a ring through the ring. Solomon was the original Lord of the Rings. God sent him a ring to where he could control the demons, right? Well, in this child's book, if I can get to it, In AD 100 to 400, there lived an extraordinary wizard named King Solomon. There are many stories about his wisdom and power. He possessed a magic ring with which he commanded spirits called the jinn to do his bidding. And this is the truth. Right? So then, if I take you to the lost books of the Bible that we read back here, right? Jesus didn't use a magic wand. And just so you know, the wizard staff that they use in the magic wand, that story comes from Adam and Eve. When Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden, God gave Adam a branch from the tree of life to use as a staff. That's why you always see wizards with staff, and it was the same staff that Noah used. Noah used it, Moses used it, a couple other people used it. But look at this. This is the book that ain't in your Bible. You see that? It says, the Testament of Solomon, son of David, who reigned in Jerusalem and subdued all the spirits of the air, the earth, and under the earth. Through them, he also accomplished the magnificent works of the temple in Jerusalem. And it tells what their authorities are against men, right? We use our manners here. Can you please tell me what that book is? That's one thing you're going to learn on over here. Because I feel like you're trying to tell me what to do when you don't use your manners. If you're asking, can I please tell you the name of the book? I got you. That's what you was meaning to say, Mr. Kenny Israel? Huh? You meant to say, can you please tell me what the name of that book is, right? Because I know your mama taught you manners. I know she did. Oh, okay. Gotta use our manners here. Now, you can screenshot that right here. See this? Through the Archangel Michael, the Lord God grants Solomon the magic ring, which gives Solomon the power over demons because they was tormenting a little boy. You said thank you when you did a book giveaway. You mailed me both of those books. Oh my God, thank you. You're welcome. The community did. I just send this stuff out. The community got you books. Thank you for saying that, because people don't think we do that, but we do. And not just for the people that don't want to buy them, but for the people that can't afford them. We feel like everybody should be able to learn, you know? So, Solomon was the original Lord of the Rings. Cool, right? Now I can put all this stuff back. So, and understand that I got to all of this by studying the Bible to learn. That's why the Bible says, you know, we got eyes, but we don't see. We got ears, you know, but we can't understand. And if you did, it would be certain stuff you wouldn't be doing. Certain stuff you wouldn't say. Things you wouldn't participate in. But because we think the Bible is all there is, even though God said he wanted us to know more, and his people perish for the lack of knowledge because they don't know enough. So they're easily deceived by the enemy because they don't know enough not to be deceived. And even though I have magic books in my house, I don't practice magic, but I have to show people what magic looks like. So when their kids bring it home because their teacher is a witch, you'll know what not to let your child participate in, you know? That kind of stuff. All right, now, thank you to everyone who sees this and helped. You're welcome, Pumpkin. We givers over here, I told you. So Cadmus in 1493. Oh, this book is 36 inches. See this right here? Hold on, y'all, on TikTok. Right there under 1493 under Thebes. I can't read it way over there. See right here? Ugh. See, right there where it says Cadmus is said to have brought the 15 Phoenician letters into Greece in 1493. They gradually changed in form till they became the ground of the Roman letters, now used in Europe and America. Yeah, you're welcome. So, you can't just learn about everything with God with one book, because He made several races of people. They migrated out of Africa, they were taken into slavery in other places. So, why people go looking for Israelite history only in the Hebrew when it says that they were taken into slavery in Egypt? So there's going to be stories in Egyptian literature about the Hebrews being there. There's going to be stories about the things that happened. If they were taken by the Babylonians, then I should be able to go look in Persia and see stories about when they were taken into captivity. But people don't go looking over there. So then there are parts of the stories that was missing. Because if they was in slavery, all of them, for 400 years in Egypt, then I would need to go to Egypt to look for it. Even Jesus went down and was in Egypt. There's stories about Christ, his mother, and his earthly father coming there. They had a lot of interactions with Jesus when he was little, and they knew he was coming. So there was a whole thing where they took Jesus. Basically, when Jesus showed up in Egypt as a baby, there were these two lions or whatever, dogs or something. Well, they spoke, and they were saying the King of Kings is here, the Lord of Lords is here. They were like what you got, statues. So they made everybody go out of that city and pass through one by one until they could find out who the King of Kings was. That they were saying that these magical whatever was proclaiming this, because the Pharaoh was like, what the heck? I'm the King of Kings and blah blah blah. And they was like, nah, you not. So there's a lot of stories that are missing, but if you only read the Bible, you only gonna get a part of it. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah. Pretty cool, Jay Smith. So, with that, it's a real thing that you need to be aware of what you're looking at, what you're, you know. But a lot of people, they don't want to go deeper. They don't want to know the mysteries. They just want whatever's on the surface. And it sucks, because then you don't get to see how big and great God really is. You only see him like this. Like, people will tell you, you know, all that you need to know about Jesus in the Bible. That's a lie, because he lived for 33 years. We only get when he was first born, when he was 12, and when he was 30 to 33. Where's the other 18 years from 11 or 12 to 30? Where them years at? You mean God himself was on the earth and nobody wrote about it? Y'all weird. You mean to tell me he'll tell you more about everybody else and nothing about himself? That makes no sense. Can I explain to you the blue people? Yes, I can actually show you where the blue people came from. They quick to make up a story to fill in that space. Girl, don't you be mad now that you know the truth. You be like, you just gonna lie in a pulpit. You just gonna lie in a pulpit. You don't even care. This is the book of Enoch. See the fall of the angels? This is also in Genesis. And you see it references Genesis 6:1 right there. This is the book of Enoch. This is the fall of the angels when they decided they was going to go and make them some wives. Okay? You said you told your grandma that today? Ooh, girl, you be trying to get... All right now. Don't make us have to come save you. You know how they do. Right here. It says, and they took wives unto themselves, and everyone respectively chose one woman for himself. And at first, and they began to go into them. They began to mate with them. And the first thing that they taught them was magical medicine, incantations. Magic came from the fallen angels. The cutting of roots, putting a root on somebody, and taught them about plants. And the women became pregnant and gave birth to great giants whose heights were 300 cubits. The giants consumed the produce of all the people until the people detested eating them. So the giants turned against the people in order to eat them. They began to sin against birds, wild beasts, reptiles, and fish. So if an angel slept with a humanoid angel, right? Because angels look, not all angels look weird. Some of them look just like humans, right? Right here. If a humanoid being, a humanoid looking angel, slept with, like a fish or a whale, you know, something like a mammal, right? They were able to shapeshift, right? Their children. This is how mermaids can walk on water and be in land. This is a part of their DNA because they were made by angels. Angels can shift and look like whatever they want to, right? So the blue people, the green people, all of these different colored people, one, a lot of their fathers were angels, and two, a lot of them were not just human. That was the product of them going into animals and reptiles, the green folks and all of that, like the what do y'all call them, the lizard people. But they're able to change their form. Even the people now say lizard people can look like a human person, but then they can change and they look like a you see them look like that. Where did the races of imps come from? The same thing. It was a genetic disorder, so they made super big people and they made super little people. That was the genetic mutation. Instead, because a normal size human was like 30 feet. Adam then was like 30 feet tall. So if an angel made it with a 30-foot or a 25-foot woman, they made these big, and there was different sizes. Not all of them were 450 feet, but the original ones were. Right? So when yes, we read it in the book of Og, girl. But we knew that they was bigger because God said we didn't got smaller. But this 133-year-old book right here tells us that Seth's grave over in Bashan right now, and they know exactly where it is because this book was written 133 years ago. Baby, this says Seth's grave was 30 feet, Abel's grave was 30 feet, and Noah's was 210. I'm about to show you. And just so y'all know, this ain't no new book. I got to be very careful. In 1891, when the Europeans first started going over into Egypt, you see it. Yeah. So before they started editing, this is when, but remember when I told you want to get these books because when they was learning about the other places, they told the truth when they was smoking their cigars and had their little coats on in their clubs, when they was trying to teach the other folks about what was going on in those places when everything was still right. So they was telling the truth. But once they knew that we would realize who we were, that's when they start changing the books and whitewashing stuff. So we got to be very careful because y'all know I be rough on books. So it says Bashan is the land of sacred romance from the remotest historic period down to our own day. There is ever, I'm sorry, because this reads real weird. From the remotest historic period down to our own day, there has ever been something of mystery and of strange wild interest connected to that old kingdom. In the memorable raid of the Arab chiefs or Mesopotamia into eastern and central Palestine, we read that the Rephaim in Ashtaroth Karnaim bore the first brunt of the onset. The Rephaim, that is, the giants, for such is the meaning of the name, of men of stature, beside whom the Jewish spies said long afterwards that they were as grasshoppers. These were the Aboriginal inhabitants of Bashan and probably of the greater part of Canaan. Most of them died out or were exterminated at a very early period, but a few remarkable specimens of the race, such as Goliath, Sippa, and Lami, were the terror of the Israelites and the champions of their foes. As late as the time of David, and strange to say, traditionary memorials of these primeval giants exist even now in almost every section of Palestine. Now, y'all know why they want to get in there. In the form of graves of enormous dimensions, as the grave of Abel near Damascus, that is 30 feet long, and that of Seth in Anti-Lebanon, about the same size, and that of Noah in Lebanon, which measures no less than 70 yards, which is 210 feet. Right there. From here to here. You see that? As of the grave of Abel near Damascus, 30 feet long. That of Seth is Anti-Lebanon, which is the same size, and that of Noah in Lebanon, which measures no less than 70 yards, 210 feet. Interesting. So 133 years ago, the people that went over there and the people that had been living there forever was taking them to see the graves. This is what they saw. Why would a man's grave need to be 30 feet if he only 6 feet? Make that make sense? I told you a long time ago, they been knowing where Noah's Ark is and everything. I remember in the 80s when my mama and them was telling me they been knowing where it was and if they was doing stuff, and then they just said they found it again. No, they didn't. They been knowing. But the old books tell you the truth. The old books be telling you what it is, and that's why I like them. They ain't edited it all out to make it sound like what they want to sound like. It's the real deal, because they didn't know, so they was coming back and trying to tell everybody else. So once they found out the truth, boom, they was telling their peoples. And now you see how a average woman mating with an angel could make a being 450 feet tall, because they were 25 to 50, 30 feet already, the regular humans. The Bible says we've shrank. Everything now is smaller. Even then it said when they went into Canaan that 2 men had to carry a bushel of grapes. So how big was a bushel of grapes? That 2 men, a bushel of grapes is that thing that we go get and we hold it up. That's a bush, you know what I'm saying? It's called the giant cities of Bashan. The giant cities of Bashan. Like Og of Bashan, the giant, the Rephaim. The sons of Rapha in the Bible. Now y'all see why they want to be in Palestine. Now y'all see why them wars is being fought. They know what's over there. And they want access to them giant bones so they can extract the DNA, as to why one of our old president's wives asked for Nimrod's body. She wanted some of the DNA out of it. I don't have a book list. I don't. Normally, the only way you gonna know my books is if I'm using them in class. I don't have a. It's like giving out my social security number. That's how I feel. Telling everybody every book I got in here is like, you know. Yeah. But if you, I mean, through my classes, you'll see them. I just tell people go to CERCA TROVA, go through the classes, and boom, boom, boom. I'll be showing books every day. Well, now they tripping. They making it to where I can't talk about I'm advertising. Yes. Yes. I mean, you got to think about it. If you've ever seen the movie Ninth Gate, it make you not want to tell people the books you got. Yeah. It's scary. Because then folks be trying to unalive you for the knowledge you got, you know? Yeah. And we got some good stuff in her. Some real good stuff. Yeah. Yep. We got the Dictionary of Christian Antiquities. I think this is from like, we got books in here that's older than cars, electricity, and light bulbs. My auntie had this revamped for me because she loved me. This dictionary is from 1875. 1875, right? This and its counterpart there. 1875. This Bible is from 1835. Right? No, you all right. This Bible is from, so it's older than electricity, cars, and telephones. Ain't that crazy? Well, not really, because electricity was around when the Egyptians had light bulbs, but before it made it to America. And this one is from 1870, I believe, too. And then we got some other older ones up there. And then, of course, we got our version of the 1611. We got about 2 of those. Yeah, it's some good books in here. It is. I'm grateful, too, because it teaches you a lot more about the Word. And you can kind of see, you know, the old times pop up off the page. You're welcome. You're welcome. My website, I mean, not my website, my YouTube, CERCA TROVA 22, we have over 1,200 videos there. Can't believe we did 1,200 videos in less than three years. But we have classes like this over 1,200, and some of them are stupid long. We've been on here 198 minutes, most of them over 3 hours. That's why I love tuning into you, because of your honesty and sharing the word. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate that. The word was meant to be shared. That's why I don't know why people be trying to hide it. It's like, it's better when you share it, because God be giving everybody pieces of the puzzle, you know? So it don't do you no good to hide it. You're welcome. I'm about to go, though, y'all. It's already what? 2:30? Jesus. This is why I ain't been waking up till 10 o'clock. All these dang midnight classes. Goodness gracious. This is why my schedule out, because I be up talking to y'all till 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, thank you, Shay. This is the thing, y'all. God wants us to know. He wants us to understand. You said you too, but you in California. Well, I'm in the Midwest, and so it's 2:33. I ain't going to sleep, but I'm about to get off of here. Late night fishing is. My uncle we used to have to get up at 3:30, between 3:30 and 5, and go fishing. He said, if you wait till the sun come out, you know the fish gonna go down and hide. So we used to have to get up when it was still dark and go outside, go to the lake or wherever we was going, to the bridge, wherever we was going, and he would and then made me put, that's why I don't like worms. That's why I do not do worms, because if you wanted to fish, you had to be able to put your own bait on there. He wasn't gonna do it. And so that means you had to rip one of them earthworms apart. And I used to be like, well, I guess I'm not going to fish. I'm just going to sit out here and throw rocks in the water. Not about to rip no worm in half and then skewer it on my thing. You hear me? I used to cry. He'll end up doing it for me, but I used to cry. Yes, I love to be able to tune in after work. Oh, you're welcome. Well, if y'all newbies, you can go to CERCA TROVA 22. Go under the live tab, because they be trying to hide me and all kind of other stuff. But we have a ton of movies. We have a ton of classes over there. You can stop, rewind, everything. You said that's why God got you up late night fishing, that part. Because I sure slept for a good 5 hours. I think I laid down at 3:30, and I didn't get up till almost 9. So about 4. We got off about 3:30. So maybe I laid down at 4. I didn't get up till almost 9. It was like 8 something when I got up. So ain't no telling. My butt probably gonna be up till 5. Well, I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, I love y'all, and so I encourage you, if you're new, Don't just take what people give you. Like, go looking. And it's so much in the Bible. People are like, I don't believe the Bible. Well, if you love mythology, you do. Because anything you watch about the Greek gods is about the Assyrian and Babylonian kings. So I suggest you get with it. You've been reading the Bible the whole time. Listen, that part. You hear me? Yeah, thank you, Pumpkin. I appreciate you. So I'll see y'all in the morning. Lord's will. Everybody say their prayers. Pray over them babies. Pray before you on your way to work in the morning. And give him his time before you get started. So your day will run swell. I love y'all too. Good night. You learned some new stuff over here today, Amber? I told you to take your notes, and you're going to need to get you another device because it's going to be a lot of screenshots. And don't run and tell the church people because they might stone you. You got to wait. They going to see a change, and then that's when you hit them in the head with it. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, you going to be in a reprobate mind if you tell them anything you learning here. They going to tell you, that's what they told me. You, baby, you need to quit studying. No, you need to start. You need to quit just reading and start studying. Oh, yeah, but so many people that got kicked out of church, babe. Disassociated and everything else. But then they'll come back and start asking you questions because God will start pricking their mind. Some of them hard harder than stiff neck, and they ain't gonna change. Yeah, yeah, and it's like, why would you not want to know more about God? And ain't he said, I don't go no way. Their favorite line is this. That's why you stopped going years ago. I can't even get all this in this Bible, so I know I don't need to go looking at nothing else. No, this is why you can't get it, because it's not all there. He literally said that I have mysteries. Mysteries mean it's not right in front of your face. You got to go looking somewhere else. You think Yah is a wizard? Well, he created magic, but it was never supposed to be in the hands of people. I don't think he's a wizard, though. Magic was never supposed to be used by humans. That's why it's witchcraft now. Their line is, don't question God. Which is a lie, Baba. He said you ask not, you have not because you ask not. And he tell you to come to him in everything. They be lying to folks. They be lying to folks right in the pulpit. You're not supposed to question God. Show me where it said that, because he actually told me to come to him and ask him before I do everything and anything. So show me where that line is at. Do you think that healing people is magic? No, because God is giving you the gift of healing, but there is demonic healing. And the word pharmacy means spell, incantation, witchcraft, or poison. Well, if you go look up the root word to pharmacy, it's pharmakeia or pharmakia in Latin. And if you go look up the definition of that, it means magic, spells, incantation, witchcraft, poison. Well, if you get medicine from the doctor and it's named after a demon, the same thing that the Bible says that happens when one demon gets in, he brings 7 more with him, and the man's situation is worse off than what it was. This is the same thing that happens when you take medicine that's named after an evil spirit. There's 2 birth controls right now. I can't think of what, Gardasil and Gardasil, or their reproductive health. Gardasil and Gardasil are the same angel, just a different name for them. And he taught all men every type of death blow, even in utero, which would be considered abortion. Interesting. Ain't that crazy? So why would you name something that's supposed to be for reproductive health, right, as after the angel that taught men every death blow? Does that make sense to you? And a lot of people that took those 2, the HPV shot and that form of birth control, are now sterile, or they have infertility problems, which is what that angel taught, how to stop life. You can even read in Jasher about birth control. The kings and the fallen angels, they didn't want women's bodies to get all stretch marks, saggy boobs. So they are the ones that came up with birth control so that the body because they abhorred women that they was disgusted by baby mamas after they had plumped them up and got them pregnant and their bodies didn't look the same. They didn't want them anymore. So they made birth control so that the woman that they got with never had children, so her body just stayed perfect. That's in the book of Jasher. It's like between the 4th and the 9th book of Jasher, which is mentioned in Joshua chapter 10, verse 13 of your regular Bible. The book of Jasher is mentioned there. And a lot of pastors never go looking for it. They just keep on hollering. But to know the rest of the story, you have to read in Jasher. Interesting, right? Look. See right there? It says, this is Joshua chapter 10. See it? And the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is this not written in the book of Jasher? See it? So this Bible is telling me there's a book of Jasher, right? And this is the Bible, right? So then if I go to the table of contents, if it's even still one in here, there's no book of Jasher in here. Nowhere. There's not a book of Jasher anywhere in here. So if I want to know what happened in Jasher, then I would have to go get the book of Jasher that's mentioned 3 different times in Joshua, Samuel, and in 2 Timothy to find out. And then I wouldn't be lying across the pulpit telling people that they slayed their enemies. No, they didn't. An angel came down and gave all the men a stroke. That's how they won the war. Like in the movies when you see that some unseen spirit just comes through and all the men just start laying down like layer by layer. Yeah, that. Referenced in Joshua 10, 2 Samuel, and 2 Timothy. This is where you also find out that Nimrod and them went to visit Noah when he was born. Not Noah. I'm sorry. Abraham. Was it Abraham? I think it was Abraham. Nimrod and them went, and they were all giants. And they went and visited, I think it was Abraham when he was born. It was either Abraham or Moses. It was Abraham. Abraham when he was born. Because I think his daddy's name was Terah. Yeah, it was Abraham. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Abraham. But anyway, they went and visited him. So there's a lot. This is where you find out where the elephant men came from. Remember the elephant men that I showed y'all in that book? The resurrectionists. And y'all seen the elephant man? What is they doing? Oh, stop it. This is for educational purposes only. I can't even show y'all the damn books. Goodness gracious. TikTok, this is the school. Stop it. So, some of those elephant men came from the Tower of Babel. It was elephant men and ape men. Some of the people that were building the Tower of Babel, they were turned into ape men and elephant men. And if you look at where Shinar is supposed to be, it's not too far from India. And they ran off, and this is when God changed their languages. So when I look into the Hindu and I see elephant people with multiple arms, and I see, Planet of the Apes, and they were this race of monkeys or, orangutans, whatever, that were smarter than humans, I know where that comes from. Because in Jasher, the men that built the Tower of Babel, the ones that didn't unalive each other, some of them were turned into ape men and some of them were turned into elephant men. And we have a movie called Elephant Man and we have a movie called Planet of the Apes. So, and if you go back and look at the Planet of the Apes, I think it's in this book. This is their hat. These are their hats. So they was telling you without telling you in Planet of the Apes where they came from. These the hats. Next time you watch Planet of the Apes, look for this. Y'all do remember that the earth was at one time one piece, right? I don't know why people are so surprised when they find different stuff from over here. You should find all that. Anything that connects is Pangea. When the flood happened, the 7 gates opened and we got 7 continents. Just like they'd be like, Egypt is America. No, Egypt is not America. Egypt is Egypt. But when it says they conquered the earth and they went all over the earth, do y'all forget that part? I think people be forgetting that. And then if they had a real map and looked at it of the world, they would see that even now, no matter what they tell you, you can walk from ancient Mesopotamia. You can walk from ancient Mesopotamia to China and Japan and all of that. They don't show you that you can. I need my other map because you can't really see it on this one. But you can walk. See if I can. Here it is. So if I'm in Egypt, right? Look at this little piece. If I'm in Egypt or Iran, right? They can walk straight over here. Not walk, but, you know, it's a straight shot to Asia. You see it? It's a straight shot from Saudi Arabia, Iran, all of that. Boom, right into it. Whether it's north and south, whatever, they can get over there. I got old map books here. I got a ton of old map books, believe me. I got old map books and new map books. I do. That's how I can tell you that you can walk over them. You can walk. We got plenty of books about old maps. We got plenty of books with old maps in them. We got celestial atlases and atlases of the Bible and all of that. We got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Yep. But you got to have more than one book and have more than one person's view to learn the truth. See, one of the things, it was easy for them to walk over there. Exactly. If you 450 feet tall, that ain't nothing but a skip and a jump. It ain't going to take you long to get there. At all. At all. So, no time. You 70 feet tall. $300, $400 feet tall. Ain't that what we just looked at right here? A whole mountain with trees growing out of him. Ain't that what it is? Y'all just seen the movie Troll. How it says 71 to several hundred feet. They were petrified in the flood. If you stood next to this being, you would look like a grasshopper, just like it says in the Bible. We don't look like a grasshopper to Shrek. I was trying to say Shrek. We don't look like a grasshopper to Shrek. I mean, Shaq. Lord G, I'm about to go to bed. We don't look like a grasshopper to Shaq. We just look like a smaller human being. So when the Bible says that we look like grasshoppers and they see us as such, that's what it meant. And in order for you, I've been up in the St. Louis Arch. It's like 632 feet or something like that in the air. People look like ants at 632 feet. If you've ever been up in the Arch or like the Sears Tower or one of those super tall buildings, people look like ants scurrying around, don't they? If you've ever been up in a really tall building, have you ever been up in like a really high hotel or something and you look down at the street and people look like ants moving around? If you have, then you understand that scripture where they said they went into Canaan and they look like grasshoppers to the people. Period. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. It's the truth. So when we read it, we think Shaq or Andre the Giant. No. That's not, you don't look like a grasshopper. Kevin Hart standing next to Shaq doesn't look like a grasshopper. He looks like a small kid, but he don't look like a grasshopper. A grasshopper on Shaq's toe would be noticeable. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about Shaq in ratio to a grasshopper, that's how we looked to the giants that were in Canaan. Yeah. So there's that. I'll keep on talking. I'm about to go get in my bed. Well, not get in my bed, but I'm about to get off here. I love y'all. I'm really leaving this time. I'll see y'all later. If you enjoyed our class, we have a ton of them over on YouTube where we break it down and go through a lot of this, and you'll hear it a lot until you get it. But if you want to learn more, our classes are free. We don't charge you nothing. We just ask that you be respectful, use your manners, and all of that. So, CERCA TROVA 22 under the live tab. I hope y'all have a good night. Y'all welcome. I hope y'all have a good night. Make sure you say your